What's going on, everybody? Let's get some viewers in here. Tweet. Ting. Message. What's up? Love Monday vodka. Got me an empty crib. I'm happy. Logan Cholowinski. Well, right on. You know my son. Well, this isn't a place for children of your age, my man. I'm gonna say some bad words, so you might get grounded. I'm waiting on a response. Maybe get a couple people in the stream with me. We'll see what's up. Oh, there we go. Hold up a second. Uno momento. One is the loneliest number. I am here only watching eBay auction. Oh yeah? What are you trying to get on eBay? I actually just put a few things on eBay. It's always so awkward when I first start one of these streams because I don't know what the fuck to say. Yeah, I sent the link to a couple people, but I don't even know if they're on. I'm a nerd, so I collect figures. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that shit, man. I was actually collecting their little mini figures of like all the horror icons. They're like little mystery boxes. They had them at Target for a while, and I pretty much bought out their whole selection, and they haven't restocked them. I'm bummed. I got some good ones. I got the Creature, Black Lagoon. It was funny. Shaun of the Dead. I got Shaun and Ed. I got Kiefer Sutherland's character from The Lost Boys. Alfred Hitchcock, Cthulhu. Yeah, it is a bummer. I mean, I seen them actually on eBay. I hardly do any shopping online. Like I have, like a lot of the band shirts I'll order from, their website and all that shit. But um, like I've ordered like Pokemon shit off of eBay before for my son. Yeah, look them. Actually, hold on. I'll go get the box real quick and I'll show you. You can probably find them on eBay. Oh shit. Yeah, see, they're called horror classics. Hold on, let me get my camera. Make sure. Yeah, see, horror classics. Pretty cool. I got all the guys on there except Pinhead, and then like on the back, this is series 2. It's pretty cool. I got Beetlejuice as well. This camera, I hate this webcam, but it's cool because I got both Cthulhu's. There's one, it's just like the normal one, and then there's one in the dark. Ping. Sorry. Hey, what's up, Roland? See, I'm kind of weird. I got some plushies too. There's nothing fucking nerdy about that, man. Fuck that shit. That's cool. I got they're called Skull Babies. They're plushies. I got a bunch of them, and then they're instead of My Little Ponies, they're called My Little Demons, and I got a couple of them. Actually, I don't even know where to find them, to be honest. It was actually this horror convention that comes through my city once a year. There's this one table. The lady always has them, so I'll buy whatever one she's got. Yeah, Roland, these are fucking really cool, man. Like I got them glued down onto a thing, and I don't feel like going and grabbing them. But they're mystery boxes. You never know who you're gonna get, but they're little horror icons, man. Like look, Nosferatu, Alfred Hitchcock. My favorite one's actually David from the Lost Boys, Kiefer Sutherland's character. They got him, which was cool as shit. Oh yeah, I'm a nerd though, but I enjoy animation, and I also collect Barbies and monsters. Dude, you know what's crazy about the Monster High dolls? I remember my little sister. Or wait, I might be thinking of something else. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. I was selling Pokemon plush. My oldest son, dude, he is obsessed with Pokemon, man. He's actually got his own channel. I taught him how to stream, so he's been streaming. I'm doing Pokemon Go, and whenever I go buy him Pokemon, he has to do the unboxing videos and all that shit. It, yeah, he's obsessed with Pokemon. It blows my mind that shit's still going on, man. I remember that shit on Game Boy, I think it was, when I was in like seventh, eighth grade. But yeah, Roland, it's cool. The Alfred Hitchcock one and the Cthulhu one are the only ones in this series that they have a normal colored version and then a glow in the dark version. Like, I don't know if you're on here when I said it. They were selling these at Target, and I like bought out every one they had damn near, and they haven't restocked it. Well, see, Roland, that's what I was trying to talk my son, or sorry, Lamond. I was trying to talk my son into that because I'm not exact. Every room I go into, I find at least 30 cards just laying. He's got like no exaggeration, dude, thousands of them. So I know he's got doubles and triples and quadruples. And I told him he needs to go through and start stacking up all of his doubles and shit and sell them. But he likes to take there's a mentally challenged kid in his school that I know he gives a lot of his doubles to, which is really cool of him, you know. But I told him he needs to start selling some of the ones because I'll spend 40 or $50 on some kit, Pokemon kit, and I'll watch him open them, just go, oh, nice, nice, and he'll be all pumped about 4 cards out of the whole fucking set, and the rest of the cards just get tossed to the corner. He's got this one card he keeps swearing is worth 3 grand, and it's a holographic Charizard something, and he actually gave it to my grandparents to put in their safe, and he's swearing it's worth 3,000. He showed me a thing he's seen online, but you know I don't know shit about him, and he could be exaggerating, but he was so like serious about it. He got it out of the house because he was worried about my youngest son getting a hold of it. Yeah, he's a good kid, man. He's about to be 12, real good kid. He just gets annoyed with his younger brother. But it gets me angry when I go buy them kits, man. Because, like I said, some of them cost like $50. And I'll watch him go, you know, because he'll make his video and he'll be like, hey, check out my new video. So, yeah, I'm going to have to get him to bring that card back here. Or at least let me see it. It was 350 back in the day. What? But yeah, I'll buy one of these kits, and he'll be like, "Hey, Dad, watch my video," and I'll go watch it, and I'm like, "I spent $50, and you were excited for 4 cards. What about the rest of them?" You know? And he'll get some pin. It was 350. Oh, the card. Yeah, like I said, it's like a series one holographic Charizard, some shit like that. See, what confuses me is he has showed me pictures. He'll be like, "Dad, look," and he'll show me a picture he found, and it'll say $200-300, and he'll show me the card, and I'm looking, and it's the exact same thing in the picture, but I don't know if you know, because you know how that shit is. There could be like one number. It could be card number 452 is worth 3 grand, and he'll have the same exact card, but his will be 450 or something, and that'll be the difference between it being $2 or 3 grand. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but yeah, he's actually at my parents' house right now. So when I go pick him up tomorrow, I'll ask him to let me see that card again. But I know it's a Charizard holographic something like. And it was the thing he showed me. It actually might have been 3,500, but I know it was over like 3 grand something. And I'm like, and you're sure that's the right one? And he's like, look, but like no bullshit. If I was on my phone doing this, I'd go in because I set up his little YouTube office, and the amount of cards this kid's got is disgusting. Like we went and got all them tins that they come in. He has like probably 150 of them tins. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If it's worth 3 grand, you ain't probably gonna get 3 grand. Maybe who knows? You'll get something, but I know he's got a little gold mine in there right now. Like he's got binders full. And like I said, like here, look, perfect example. Here we go. Look, no bullshit. This is me going at the bottom of my coffee table. Here, bottom of my coffee table, just Pokemon cards. Everywhere, dude. Every room I go into. Like, yeah, holy shit. He's actually got a bunch of them down here. They're just everywhere, dude. This is actually a grocery bag. I don't know what the hell he's doing with them. A grocery bag. There's more. What the hell is going on here? Yeah. Who the hell knows what he's plotting with this? Yeah, there's more. And he never got into that Yu-Gi-Oh. I see them like they're next to the Pokemon ones. But yeah, who knows? There could be who knows. Like I said, it's a shop and save bag just sitting under my table, filled with them. And Caterpie and Fungus. You know, this guy begging his moves a continuous headbutt. That's his superpower, I guess. He headbutts people. See, that's the thing, dude. He don't play like the game. I don't even know if he knows how to play the game. Like he's got a mat that it's 4 matches or whatever. But I've never seen him play Pokemon other than Pokemon Go. I've seen him do that, but I mean, he goes to school and shit with them, so he might be playing it at school. Yeah, and there's these weird. These ones look kind of like there's some holographic shit to it. But like, I could seriously, if I was on my phone, go into each room and I would find a little stash like this just laying around. Like I'm looking at, there's some on the floor in here for Christ's sake. Yeah, like I said, he might be playing the game at school, but like he gets all pumped. Like I'll take him to the store to get a couple Pokemon kits, and he'll be like, "Oh man, I can't wait to go home and do this video." And he was all pumped because GameStop, dude, them they're like $25. These one box kits or whatever. GameStop was having a 50% off sale throughout the store, plus the Pokemon were on sale itself. He got the $25, or I think it was like 24.99 box kit. We walked out of there. I think he paid like $7. So I took him to do a side job with me, and he made like 40, $50. He came home with shit, man. Like it was 2 full bags from GameStop of Pokemon shit. Couple plushies, like 2 or 3 tins. It was some crazy ass sale. Like I couldn't believe it. Oh, you seen it? Yeah, dude. It was insane. Like I was actually kind of pissed because if I'd have done known that, I would have said no, and that would have been half his Christmas shit right there. But he was, I'm sitting there like, God damn it. He was excited. He came and worked and made some dough, and he got a shitload of Pokemon out of it. Like he got this little box kit, that Toppy Coco or whatever. It was like $2. I don't know, and then that's what's gonna kind of suck too for me for Christmas, because I don't know like how I know the box could be one character's like theme box, and I don't he's got so many of them. Like I'm nervous to even try to go buy him any for Christmas because I don't want him to be all like, oh, I got that one and I got that. Whoa, craziness. Oh man, that sucks. I was trying to get my boy TK on here, T Woom. His internet's all fucked up. I guess Jokerfish is probably past that. I collect Sailor Moon ones mainly, and GameStop was selling a lot of the ones. Were so cheap. Yeah, man, it was crazy that sale they had up there, man. They got that Negan replica bat. I think it was priced at like $50. They got it for like 20 something. Like it was insane. So other than like little shit like I'm weird, like you were saying, I don't really look at it as a nerdy, but if you go up, like I said, if I was doing this on my phone, I'd give you a quick little office tour. But I got little figures, everywhere, man. I got a bunch of them. Remember them homies? I got like 100 and something of them little homie guys. These horror classic things, certain plushies. Like all my shit's got like a darker. You know what I'm saying? Like I like evil looking shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I love them skull babies. They used to have them in the claw machines, and I haven't seen them in a while either. Fucking A, man. See, for a while there, like even stickers. Like I have a weird obsession with stickers. Like, and then I'll get them and won't even stick them anywhere because I'm afraid the thing I stick it to will end up, breaking or I'll lose it. So that's why, like, if you watch any of my older videos, my Big Dems backdrop, all around scooter, I have just stickers because I know nothing will happen to that. I love band, like, heavy metal band stickers or horror stickers and shit like that. Like the inside of my truck, I got stickers fucking everywhere, man. Yeah, you don't want to stick it to something. You don't want to stick it and then lose the thing, or that's why, like, even though I haven't done nothing with Red Room in a while, I keep getting different designs for it, making stickers for that shit. And I can't wait for the hoodies to be fucking done, man. This is actually an old shirt I wear to work, but these are the Red Room shirts. I'm getting more of these printed out. I got some hoodies being done. And I'm actually getting this design on stickers. Like, I was so pumped. I went through old emails, and the guys that originally made these shirts for me, I found the email of the original picture with them saying, "Hey, is this what you want?" So I was able to send it off to have them printed into stickers as well. Excuse me. Yeah, try to get somebody on here. I'm staring right back at myself. Remember Pogs? I used to collect the slammers. And then the fucking fidget spinners, man. That's the other thing that I keep finding everywhere in my house. My kids keep taking the bearings and shit out of them. Oh, there was one sitting up here. I don't know where the hell. Oh, there it is. Oh, the fidget spinners. My kid kept taking them apart and shit and making. You remember the Pogs? I remember in my stoner days, all my Pog containers, the big long ones, I turned into bongs. Yeah, those were the shit for a while, and then I remember them trying to make a comeback, and then it just never happened. Yeah, I used to love the slammers, man, and like the Ninja Star looking ones and shit like that. I never really understood the game, but I just remember I had a shitload of them tubes just filled with them, and we would trade them and shit in school. And then I remember it was a few years ago. I seen a bunch of the cartoons my kids watched, them trying to make them like you know make a comeback. Darren, what up, man? Dude, you know what? You know it's fucking crazy. I seen on Pawn Stars. Do you remember Stretch Armstrong? The dude was on there and he had the wiener dog, the Stretch wiener dog, and I think he got like 2 grand for it. And I remember having one of them and cutting the bastard open to see what was inside it to make it stretch. And I'm literally sick over it because I had Stretch Armstrong and I had that dog. And I remember seeing it on Pawn Stars. The dude sold it for like 2 grand, maybe even a little more. And I remember literally getting sick. Like I had that fucking thing. And my dumb ass got a kitchen knife and cut it to see what was inside it. Oh man, that and wrestling buddies. I seen him selling the wrestling buddy pillow guys. He got a couple $100 for him, and I'm like, shit, I had like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate. I had all of them, man. And I destroyed all that shit. And now, every once in a while, you'll see a Pawn Stars. They'll come on and sell something, and I remember having it and thinking, I'm like, holy shit, I destroyed all that shit, and it's worth money now, right? But like I said, that wiener dog, that dude sold it. They fucking bought it. It was like 2 grand on the show. Like, that could be staged. I don't know, but they did the whole little story. That guy that runs the vintage toy, they called him in for his expert. Caden, why you on here? And congrats on 64 subs, buddy. There was one of your friends was just in here, Caden. Where's he at? I told him to get out. Logan Cholowinski was in here. All that shit is worth so much money now. Oh, hey Jess, what's up? Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like even my mom and dad, they'll be like, "Hey, you remember that thing you had? Well, they just seen this and they sold it for this much." And I'm like, "Fuck." Lamond, that killer Caden, that's my son right there that collects the Pokemon. If you go on her, you'll see some of it. You can see all of his Pokemon cards. And Caden, why did I just find this shopping bag full of Pokemon cards under the table? Just wandered in here too. Sissy, how are you, Jess? That's funny, yeah, man. All the crazy shit from the '90s I see selling on Pawn Stars, and I'm like, God damn! Like my younger brother, if some of the wrestling figures he had, if he'd have kept them in the package, he would have probably had a small fortune. Like, and ones that all they did was like they had a little thing on the back that flexed their muscles. We had all that shit. That's what we did, Darren. And like I said a little bit ago, cutting that Stretch Armstrong dog open. Even thinking about it right now, I'm like, God damn. Yeah, resent my mom selling my damn Polly Pocket. Holy fuck! And then what was the boys version of Polly Pocket? There was that Mad Max, or what the hell was that? The girls had the Polly Pockets, and then there was the same principle, but it was a boys thing. Because I had them, the little tiny guys, and it opened up. I remember I had like a little skull cave looking one. And I remember my buddy's birthday party. That was like the big thing at that time. And my mom buying my friend the one thing I wanted. It was for his birthday present. I remember being so pissed giving it to him and watching him open it. I was just standing there like, I wanted that, you bastard. Mighty Max. That's it, Frank. You got it. But yeah, I remember my mom buying it for my buddy's birthday party. I was so pissed. Like, that's the one I wanted. Like, he was all like, thanks, Josh. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Radar range. Well, congratulations, Jess. I don't know what that is, but right on. That's good. Radar range? Yeah, guys, I guess Joker's past that. I don't see him on Facebook nor Dacone. Yeah, I know it's her job, Darren, but like I don't know what both of them, I guess. I thought I would find something new in the second one. Wait, I had all of them and I did the same to my shirt. Yeah, dude. And what was it? Just like corn syrup or something? Uh-oh. Hold up a second. Me and my big mouth, man. That's why I hate Facebook. Oh man. Get myself in trouble. I also survived the regional director and district manager being at a meeting. Had to be part of a live tour of the store of the district video meeting. Oh, well, that's badass, Jess. Kicking some ass. Now this is what you should have said. I appreciate the win. Give me a raise. I want money. I hope you pranked the regional manager, Darren. Oh shit. Yeah, shit's just been fucking crazy as hell here, man. I it's been so nuts. Like I keep having such evil shit done to me from that certain person that it's not even making me angry anymore. It's like to the point it's funny. Do you ever get that to that point to where like you just keep getting screwed with to the point you're not even like, you know what? You just laugh and like you're in shock. Because I guess, like, I said this a couple streams ago, all the shit, I think it was just like a shock factor. That's why I didn't give a fuck. But lately, I've been kind of bummed about it and like, oh man, I can't believe this shit's happening. And then I just keep, it's like every day, boom, something else, something else, something else. And now it's to the point I just literally laugh. Like, it's like, okay, now what are you going to pull? What's next? Now what are you going to pull? I pranked him by making a good for Right on, Lamont. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. I seen your comment on the one video saying you always miss it. So you got to catch me live. So thanks for watching and good happy hunting on your eBay quest. I'm staring right back at myself. Bam, bam, bam. And more assassination. Good night. How do you say, what is that? Guten Nacht. Guten Nacht, motherfucker. I need somebody to come in here with me. I'm running out of shit to talk about. And if I start talking about that other shit, that's what got me in trouble on Facebook because I don't stop. And then I say shit that I can't take back. And then I'm in trouble. And then all the friends come in and screenshot. Click, 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 click. And then it gets sent around. And then, oh, I heard you said this. And you were on there saying that. Fuck you. I'm staring right back at myself. See, I seen a picture. I tried, Jess. That was a creepy ass sound. Did you hear that? That was actually creepy as hell. I didn't like that one. Well, here, Darren, I'll send it to you right quick. Right quick. Guten Nacht, motherfucker. I'm staring right back at myself. I'm gonna kill Shane. I seen a picture. He posted a picture of this lifer being on, and now that song's going through my head and it won't stop. How the hell? Come on, what the fuck? There we go. Invite. There we go. Sent. Maybe it's a scooter. What? Oh. Don't worry, Darren and I have a vacuum cleaner and coffee filters ready to capture any ghost. It was like a weird, like, I don't know, like a screechy sound. Something comes blowing through that door, you're gonna see me cry. You know what? You know what, motherfucker? Yeah, that's his name. He's an evil motherfucking Joe. Ooh, actually, see, that sucks because I can't play anything for you guys without it sounding like shit. And then see, Darren don't have Facebook. Jess, you might have seen it in the Facebook group that doesn't exist. All the craziness with the flat earther dude. The fuck was going on there? I guess that Karen lady, the flat Earth Karen, she joined that group. She seems like a really cool person. I mean, I haven't really talked to her much. Just keep an eye out in the background for them. I will. That bums me out. Joker's probably passed out because he's been on a stream kick there for quite a while. So I think he streamed out. T-Woom, his internet's sucking ass, he said. The Cone, he's not on. I'm staring right back at myself. Yeah, I had like one or two conversations with her when she was on Joker's stream. She sent me a link to one of them documentaries, and like I said, it's crazy. You know, let's be honest here. You know, I don't want to knock anybody for what they believe in, but come on, come on, come on. It's a little fucking crazy. But a couple of the documentaries that I seen, they make fairly decent arguments. Oh, so that was like a legit, you know, look, he was trying to be a dickhead. I seen Tony's, Biker Joe. His responses were fucking hilarious. He kept meme me, baby. Meme me. Ooh, hit me hard. That's another guy. I mean, unfortunately, I'm never on when fucking Tony gets on. And he is such a cool fucking guy, man. Like I really like that guy. And I always miss when he's on. Like I swear, the year or so that the group's been going on, I might have been on like two streams that he's been on. And we were talking about paranormal stuff on the one. Some people don't believe in that shit, but like I said, if you go far back on my channel to like when I first started YouTube, you can hear some of the shit that's happened to me, and that's why I legit believe in the paranormal because I've had shit happen, and I'm one of them people. I'll sit there and I'll try to like think of logical reasons why shit happened. And there's been shit that's happened to where there is no logical fucking explanation, and it's obviously something crazy. So, and I was talking to Tony about it on one of the streams, and oh yeah, Jason and Tony were formidable opponents for Flathead. I missed some of Jason's responses, I guess, but I seen Tony's were fucking cracking me up, man.
I made it.
Darren, what up, man?
Let's see if I get an echo going for you so you have to constantly reload.
Well, I purposely closed everything out, so hopefully.
Yeah, that's the key right there. Like mine's been pretty good lately. I'm actually going to do a hardwire tomorrow because it's just so much better, I got to drill a hole in the wall,
All right. Jess, yeah, we should, man. If you're free and you want to come on, all right, Darren, he's a smart guy and reasonable, but what's your take? What's your take on the paranormal?
Well, I think I probably stated how I feel about it is that, and Becky said it, Fene Beck said it before, like, well, I don't want to believe in ghosts, but, like there's always a story, there's always like something that happens, but it's how much do you pay into it, or play into it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was saying a minute ago, because that's what normally I'll do. Like, something will happen, and I'll sit there and I'll try to like, well, it could have been, it could have been, it could have been this, it was probably that. But there has been shit Like the one story I always talk about with the steps. That's one thing I'll never fucking. There's nothing that can explain that away.
Yeah,
But
you don't want to start reading too many of them because then it just gets out of hand. Like, I mean, I see the like, I appreciate the Cohen, all, but then that thing with the guitar falling down. Look, dude, it's just a guitar falling down. Wait for a real thing to happen. It's like just like with conspiracies, people are looking for them all the time. And it's like there's plenty of real ones, There's plenty
right,
of little smoke and mirror shows going on all the time, like the DMV, or maybe they call it the registry back there. I don't know, but
yeah,
the
we got.
motor vehicles. Just there's plenty of real ones going on. So,
See, I try to tone it down because
but
normally I'm streaming with Joker, and a lot of people look at 9/11 conspiracy people with they're crazy. But all I have to say with that is in your free time, and it's a very, very, very well produced documentary called Loose Change.
yeah.
And the shit that was going on at 9/11, that was definitely some insider shit. Like,
Well, that's the thing is that you can see you saying definitely like I was thinking about this just today, is that you can offer your opinion on what you think by piecing things together. But the fact is, we don't know that. Like anybody can create a nicely, clean cut story. Like, all right, I'll give you an example. People are like, Tower 7, Tower 7, Tower 7. And it's like, well, there's an explanation for that. There were gas lines tied in. The fire went through the gas line. So there's an answer for it. And then somebody will debunk that logical answer and go, yeah, oh, come on, they're just making that up. And it's like, but none of us really know. The bottom line is money.
no
Money,
doubt.
money can create a lot of things. Money can create a lot of illusions.
Well, the
So
crazy thing about World Trade Center 7, which, dude, you know what? I never heard that gas line thing, and I never even thought of that. So that's pretty, that's a solid
it
fucking.
only took me, as far as flat Earth shit goes, it took me watching about 3 or 4 different videos. Oh, well, actually, more specifically, moon landing. Moon landing never happened. I watched 3 or 4 videos and it was just so I was like, oh, they're all saying the same. Oh, they're regurgitating what this guy said. And then I just watched one thing that just was like, here's what happened, really. And it was just so easy to say, like, I can see how the conspirators were trying to say that it never happened, the radiation belt, this and that. They basically edit things, they cut things, they cut off the end of things that are said and neatly package it up. And I don't know why people are spending time doing this because we went to the fucking moon, all right? I mean, come on. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Like they were talking about the shadows. Oh, the shadows, the shadows, the shadows.
See, I
Light
don't
came
know about the video
Earth
being
in certain
fake,
places. I mean, off the moon in certain places, it didn't come off in other places. It's all explainable.
right?
But I
See,
don't even know that. That's what I mean. It's like I'm not going to try to sit here and be like, and I know better than everybody else. It's just like, no, you don't have the answer. People try to say they have the answer, and it just doesn't go that way.
the only thing that got me a little weird, and I ain't gonna say that the landing video is the fake, but the thing that blows my mind about it is them saying they lost all the data and all the shit on how to get back there, and that's why they haven't been back there.
Who,
That's
who said they lost the data? But who
I
said
was
they
just
lost the data?
looking for the video. I came across it. I think somebody posted it. It might even have been that Dan dude.
That's what I
Somebody
mean. Is like they're
video.
piecing together things like interviews and whatnot, and cutting off the end of things. Like one of them that I saw was where they cut off the end of what somebody said, um, where they said, "See, NASA admitted it. We haven't gone to space," and the end of it was since back in the day, or we haven't gone to outer space. And the end of it was since back in whatever year it was, 71, 69. I don't fucking remember the year. I don't pay that much into it because it doesn't really fucking matter anyway whether we went to the moon or not. It just keeps
Right.
people distracted, and there's other shit to focus on. Real
I wish
conspiracy
I
theories,
still had the
like
link.
money
I
and
wish I could still find
politics.
that video because it was an interview with the dude, and he said it basically boils down to we lost the data and hold on one second. I'm trying to
You know,
finish.
I don't know. That's like that the same. I don't know why it is that the people that deny that we went to the moon are the same people who are like the Earth is flat. It's like what the fuck.
Dude, he was also like leaning towards dinosaurs are fake and shit. Like
Ugh,
we
Jesus
found fucking
Christ.
bones. What? All right, where are them bones from?
I mean, have they ever heard of carbon dating? Do you know what I mean? Come on, these people,
I
they have
had this
no
argument
fucking.
with this guy. He
All
was
these people, they have no education in physics and and genealogy and they have no fucking, and they pull this information and they're great at gathering a lot of information and wanting to believe it.
but they
And again,
buried
I'm
it.
not trying to say I have an answer. All I know is that there's a reason why there's a general consensus in science is because so many people came to the same conclusion. Well, now you got the internet, you got YouTube, and a bunch of idiots have come to a conclusion. I
And
mean,
they
come
cherry
on.
pick the fucking info. Like that's what I need to hear.
That's
That's
what I mean. Cherry picking the info. When you guys were talking about Chernobyl the other day,
see, I
and
was just joking. I'm
people
like,
start talking about all these blah blah blah, but there's actual facts about it. It was mostly a political move to move the people out of the area. There's people that still live there. It's totally fine to live
what's
near
crazy
it.
is I didn't even know that. I had no clue people still live there. It
You know?
blew my mind.
Yeah, yeah.
But the
A
thing about
surprisingly good
dinosaurs,
source of information.
I,
Surprisingly good is Wikipedia, and people would be like, "Oh, but anybody can contribute to that." They're surprisingly diligent about getting bullshit information out of there pretty quickly.
yeah, that and if you can always multiple source the shit from Wikipedia.
Yeah.
That's what I do when I used to do my serial killer documentaries. If I seen a
Mhm.
fact, I would hit it like at least four other pages to be like, okay, that's
Right.
all right in the same
Right.
thing. But the thing with
It's like
dinosaurs, dude, there's this dude. He was the painter at one of the remodels I did, and he's like, dude, this guy, he's like Bible thumper, like crazy motherfucker. But we were bullshitting him one day, so I started.
bring the Bible with them to work.
But dude, he listened. This is no bullshit. I swear on my kids and everything. He listened. Like I can't even work in the same room as him because he has a Bluetooth speaker and he listens to the Bible. Like he has an app that reads the Bible and it's playing and it drives me fucking crazy. And
Yeah.
so I'll hear him saying whatever. So I'll be like, okay, well, if they're saying that, how come this? And I'll start like, you know, and he gets pissed at me. So we somehow the dinosaurs got brought up. And he's like, and all you damn youngins believe in these dinosaurs. And dude, I was like, wait a second. You're really gonna tell me dinosaurs never walked the earth? Well, what about they're all made. They make them bones. And like he's a black dude from the South, so he has that accent and all. They make them bones, you dumbass boy. And I'm like, no, they didn't make that fucking shit up. And like he was getting angry at me. So then I brought up uh the Old Testament shit, like with the wrath of God and all that. And I'm like, dude, how's that any different from certain passages in like the Quran with shit like that? Don't you even go that way with me, boy. He got mad at me. Like, dude, it's easy to get him going. Like, as soon as you question something, he gets mad. Like he
Yeah.
don't want to like debate it with you. He just tells you, and then when you start like backing him into a corner to where he can't like come up with a logical answer, you're going to burn in hell for second guessing all this, dude. And that's what he'll go to.
Man, I had a landlady tell me one time I was going to put in help for not believing in Jesus.
Yeah, that's what he'll do. You know, God hears you. You're second guessing on it. What are you going to do when you're standing there looking him in the face when
Yeah.
judgment day
You
comes?
know, what would have been a good answer to that? Of course, it's easy to kick back and think of it now. Aren't you burning in hell right now, man?
But dude, it's like creepy, dude, because I'll be working and I'll hear him in there every once in a while preach, amen, amen. And I'm like, God damn, dude. And I'll go in and he's like staring at his speaker. Like,
Damn,
I'm like,
that's just
holy
fucking
dude.
brainwashed, man.
Oh, big time, dude. And then when I told him, because I believe in a higher power, dude. I believe there
Yeah,
might be
yeah,
something
me
there.
too.
But I told him, because the ex really wanted to get the kids baptized and all that, fine, sure. And I told him that. I'm like, yeah, we got the boys baptized and You know, you need to download this app and you need to read this verse and you keep pounding that in your head, but that's baby food. This is steps. You're in the right direction. And I'm like, okay, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have told you that.
Yep.
It
You'd
was
show up one day with the black suit and the white shirt and the fucking bow tie all muzzled out.
Dude, I showed him some videos that I did before on YouTube, and he got like, how are you gonna stand before God? You going in there and you talking about that crazy shit on that YouTube shit? Like, he gets all mad.
You know what's so fucked up about that is that's the exact thing that same God he's talking about would not fucking like. You know? Yeah.
Oh, he's crazy, man.
But
the one thing I was going to say too, before I forget it, was when you were talking about World Trade Center 7, which, dude, like I said, them gas lines, I never heard that. That's pretty, but it's the free fall thing that's got everybody. Is if you time the way the building fell, it's free fall speed, which means there was no resistance. The building fell in 9.5 seconds, just boom, straight down. So, if there was blown up, it would have been like they call it the pancake. It would have been boom, boom, it would have collapsed. It just goes into the ground, 9.5 seconds. And that, what's his name? Silverstein, the guy that owned it. There's video of him on CBS saying that there was already so much loss of life that day and all that. They decided to pull it. And the pull it is a term for controlled demolition. They pulled the building. And you can look that up. Just Larry Silverstein, pull it, and you'll see all about it. I mean, that can't, I'm not saying there's your answer, blah, blah, but that's the shit that got me with it, is the free fall speed. Same with the trade centers. They all fell in 11 seconds. How do them towers just into their own footprint, too? Which, come on, man. I mean, that's crazy.
Controlled demolition. Sorry, I'm here. Hi.
So sorry, Jim. I never watched the actual hangout screen. So when people pop on, I don't even know until they're like, "Hey."
Oh, what are you looking at then?
I just have it on the watch page so I can see the chat.
Oh, heard. Okay, yeah, I go back and forth between the two. But hey, thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. So
it's always good to talk to you. But, you're speaking my language because I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist. I do remember, 9/11, even when it was occurring, something felt a little off to me. It did look like a controlled demolition. And I still kind of stand by that, especially given the political climate going on and what the people in power stood to gain from such a thing happening. So,
do you remember the put option thing? That's another real big thing. How the put options in the stock market were like 50 times what they normally would be for that airline and the other airline that was involved. They looked at the put options, and then that German company came in that can do restoration on like damn near destroyed hard drives. They were able to do whatever. It was weird. They did a press conference saying that they found evidence for insider trading was going on, and then all of a sudden they wouldn't comment anymore. Whenever they were interviewed, they would say, "We're not going to comment on what we found," which is pretty fucking weird. But like I said, that's just the weird shit, like, I don't know, something. And like, I try not to get into it when I'm with Joker, because, he's made it known about how he feels about 9/11 and everything that happened on that day. So that's why I never really got crazy with it while I'm talking to him, because, I don't, that's a touchy subject.
And maybe I would have felt differently if I were more connected to it. If that was my skyline and I knew people who worked there, maybe I would feel differently. But watching it, I remember being in school. I was in 9th grade when that happened. And we were all glued to the television. And I was looking around at my peers going, no, something's wrong about this. That's not the way a building falls when it's been struck by a force that's pushing it in one direction. It doesn't necessarily.
Do you remember Dan Rather saying it live? He said it live when it happened. That looks like a controlled demolition. Dan Rathers.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, but that's the one that I'm on board with.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking crazy, man. Like, I always joke around about people saying shit, and I'm an idiot, and I believe it. 'Cause I'm easily persuaded towards certain shit, like especially if you got a good argument, and like it seems legit. But the 9/11 one, there was just so much shit going on with that there's no way some fucking crazy bastards that live in a cave pulled that shit off. No fucking way. I think like.
I don't want it to be a conspiracy because that's just sick and disturbing to see that people would be willing to sacrifice that many lives in order to further their political and financial situation.
Yeah, 3,000 fucking people, man.
Yeah.
There was there was another fucking that lady that got that dust sample from when her window was open and turned it in. They found that thermite in it, which only militaries can make. That it's a different type of thermite, but it was military grade thermite.
Oh, did I piss Darren off? He left. I got too conspiracy-ish.
I think he's
Sorry, Darren.
That and then the war games that happened to be just going on at that time.
Sorry, can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought
you couldn't hear me. I was trying to interrupt and I couldn't interrupt.
I seen you trying. I'm like, what the fuck's he doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over.
No, that's all right. I wasn't getting in. What I was going to say was conspiracy. Let's say that it is, but then it's gone off in so many directions of who is behind it, who is behind money is behind everything.
Exactly.
Money's behind it all, So
here, I'm actually gonna and I'm gonna put this, Darren. Like, whenever you get a chance, dude, I highly recommend you check this out. Like, this is won awards like crazy. Like this, like they have actual architectural engineers are involved in this and everything. Like, there's actually a whole group called Architects and Engineers Against 9/11. It's a long ass name, but we're talking smart ass scientist motherfuckers. Loose change. You got to get the final edition though, because there ended up being like, because every year he finds more and more shit.
Evidence?
Yeah, and they always update it. And this is it's the final cut as of now, but I'm sure something else will pop up.
Yeah.
Oh man!
What the fuck? There's a new one, but you have to pay to watch that one. So here, I'll give you the link for the.
See that? You got to pay to watch it. See, somebody's trying to make money off of that.
Exactly. It's
a
never-ending cycle. Shit.
See, that's what I like about Wikipedia, is that it's not for profit.
Copy.
I feel like I should probably donate to Wikipedia, though. I still haven't.
Oh, I do. I throw them. They ask me every year, and I just throw them $20.
I should do that. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, it's amazingly diligent. What's that? Oh, that's a link in the. Is the link in the chat? It just popped up on my screen.
I'm going to open it in a new tab. I'm sorry if it makes noise. I'm going to mute it before it starts playing, but I want to have it open in another tab so I can watch it later. All right.
It is so well done, and the people that they bring in on it, like, put it this way, I forget, I think it was Easter, because I was telling my parents all, the shit that I've heard about 9/11, and they're like, you need to I thought you quit smoking weed, you're all annoyed, blah, blah, and I'm like, you know what? And I put it on, and they were just like, holy shit.
I'm really lucky in that my parents are open-minded enough to see it the same way I do. They kind of see that there's a reason that there could have been a conspiracy.
Right. I mean, there was just so much shit that it's crazy. Like the war games that was going on, and right there just happened to be war games.
Where the hell did that go? I just opened it in a new tab and it disappeared. What the fuck?
But,
they don't want you to see it, Darren. They're censoring you.
See? They know I'm going to try to make a fucking Skrilla off of this thing.
It was called Operation, I forget, but JFK actually fired people in the military because they wanted to stage that Cubans hijacked a plane and brought it down. So what they were going to do is it was a rendezvous. They had a controlled plane even back then. That what they were going to do was the real flight was going to fly, and then the controlled plane, they were going to cross over each other, and then the plane, the real plane was supposed to turn its radar thing off as they crossed, so that the remote control plane on the radar is going to look like that plane, okay? And then they were supposed to crash it. I forget what the operation was called, but you can look it up. JFK and fired the people that came up with it. Well, if you go, this loose change will actually show the real radar screen too when you watch it. All the planes crossed over other planes, right? Like, just like it's gonna piss me off. It was called Operation something, huh?
Ivy.
Operation Ivy.
I'm being serious there. No, hold on. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm sorry. Give me a second.
I know. I'm filling in for Joker tonight, bringing some.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Someone
has to. Hey, wait. Are you really tripping tonight?
Yeah, it's kicking in right about now.
Hell, man, I don't know, man. Crazy motherfuckers, man. I just get annoyed even thinking about it. Maybe you're looking out the window. That last time I took that shit, dude, I think I told the story. Like, all the ones before it was just giggles and laughs and maybe some trails. Yeah. And then the last ones I took freaked me out so bad I never touched it again. Like, there was one point.
I had a couple of horrible ones, a couple months back, where I was just like, no, I'm gonna fucking take it again and power through it. I've enjoyed this shit in the past, and I know it's good for my brain. And what it did was just I took too much of it, and it just went right to the center of my body, and I was in and out of the bathroom all night. It was ridiculous,
Wow.
But now I just take a little micro dose, and yeah, I'm pretty much feel like I'm tripping.
Yeah, that's probably what I did. I think I overdid. I took, because like I said, we're lucky if that shit came around once a year. So when it would, everybody would go fucking crazy, and it'd be bought up in like 2 days, and then you wouldn't see it again for like another year. But I had 8 and 3. They're little paper hits. They were like tie-dyed. I forget, they got a name, but I forget the fucking name. But I took all 3 of them. And dude, at one point, it was so fucking strange, dude. Like, I felt normal, just completely normal, but everything was warped and did not look right. And I remember looking over, my buddy was eating a bowl of Cheerios, and the Cheerios were breathing, getting big and small, and I could hear breathing sounds. And he had one of the fake wooden panel rooms, and all the wood grain was going up and down, and I hear breathing. And dude, it freaked me out so bad I had to go outside. So I'm walking down the street, and there was this crack in the sidewalk, dude, and it was following me as I'm walking. And I get up to the corner, and I look over to the gas station, and there was 3 cop cars sitting in the gas station. Dude, I got so scared. I turned around and went running back to my buddy's house. And I'm looking at his house, and in my head, I was like, how did I get back here so fast? And I ran right by it. And then I had to stop, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? It scared me so bad. And I go back into his house, dude, and it was just so crazy. I'm like, I'm never taking this shit again. And then you know how it is, Darren. Once you take it, sit the fuck down. There ain't no way to stop. And I had to like for hours sit there with everything looking all weird, dude. I thought I was never gonna come down.
Yeah.
It was so crazy, dude. And I never touched it again.
Years ago, let me see. Before I had it 2 years ago, I hadn't had it in like 15 years before that. So it was a long time in between, right? And so years ago, though, I remember we went out. There was like 5 of us. I was probably like 30, 31, something like that. And it was like, oh, let me see. I was 33. Yeah. And there's like 5 of us that went out to this bar, and we just basically we were the only people in there. It was a Sunday night, tripping our fucking balls off, listening to the Beastie Boys, and it was just the greatest fucking time because we created our own little bubble, and I was with really good people, you know. But then when I took it a couple of years ago, my buddy Jason, who I'm not really friends with him anymore, he was just too fucking much to be around, you know. I couldn't wait for him to be just gone, you know. You know, and I was like, fucking thank fuck he left, you know. It was just too much. But so now I'm in my own little environment talking to you guys. You know, if I'm freaking out, I could just hit the mute, I could run away. You know?
Right. Yeah, that was my thing whenever I had to take it. I couldn't be out in public. No way.
Yeah. I'd deal with it if I had to, you know.
Well, the first time I ever took it, because I remember actually getting angry at my friends when they were taking it at first. I'm like, you took acid? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, you're a fucking, what the hell's, you know, like I was preaching to them, and they're like, dude, get the, you know, they got all mad at me. Well, it ended up being my one buddy's 16th birthday. It was at it was called Cosmic Bowling. I don't know if you guys have it. We're in a bowling lane. It's all black light. The pins glow and all this shit. It was crazy. It was his 16th birthday party. And they took me into it, and it was a sugar cube. And I remember him giving it to me, and it was just like, I'm like, no wonder you guys like this shit. I felt so good. Everything was funny. And then this chick came, dude, I'll never forget this. This chick, I don't even know who she was with. Still to this day, I don't know where this chick came from. But she kept talking to me. And I just kept saying, who are you? What the hell do you want? Get away. Like, get away from me. And then she started bugging me out. So my buddy's like, dude, calm down, man. You know, she likes you, blah, blah. I'm like, that chick's weird. Where'd she come from, man? Get her away. And so he's like, hey, don't mind my buddy. He never took acid before. He's freaking out, blah, blah, blah. Dude, she disappears for a little bit and then comes back. And she's like, your friend told me you're getting a little wired out. You're on an LSD trip. I got something to help you open your mind even more. And she opened her hand, dude, and she, since, you know, she knew it was Cosmic Bowling or whatever, she drew an eyeball with that glow in the dark ink, and there was a pill in the middle of her hand. She's like, take this. And I looked at her, I smacked her hand, get out of here with that shit. What the hell? I'm like, did you guys take whatever that is? You're all going to have the shits. She gave you X-Lax. I started freaking out. Dude, it was so fucking great.
That's great.
I wish my buddy Paul was here, dude. He would tell you.
Oh, man.
Dude, mind you, we're in this bowling alley, and I'm screaming, you all going to have the shits. You idiots are eating mystery pills from this freak.
Why could you ever trip in public?
Like I said, I'd never done it before, you know, and they all seem to be having a good time, you know, and they're like, dude, this is the perfect place to do this, man. Look, everything's going on. I'm like, all right, let me take that shit, man. And then, dude, it was crazy, but I'll never forget that, her opening her hand with that glowing eyeball with the pill. And I'm like, just smacked her hand in the pill. I'm like, get out of here with that shit.
Yeah, I don't really like that. I don't like anything. I don't like pills, you know. You know, crush them up and snort them, fine. No, no, I don't like pills.
Oh, dude, yeah, you know that shit. Fuck that, dude. That chick was creepy.
You're not sure what you're going to expect.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Like I said, I don't know who that. I still to this day, I don't know who the hell that chick was or where she came from. But it seemed like, you know, tripping, dude. So it was more likely mostly that. But it just seemed every time I turned around, she was right there. Like there was points where I turned and she was talking to me. And I'm like,
what?
Hey, maybe she didn't even exist. Maybe it was just your conscience or something.
Yeah, I don't know, but she was creeping me out, man. And I'm like, and my one boy's like, "You're an idiot, dude. She likes you." And I'm like, "Who? Where'd she come from? Who is this chick? Get her fuck away from me!" And then the way she started talking to me, like, she's the way she, like, "You're on an LSD trip," and I'm like, "You're a fucking weirdo, lady." Like, get the fuck. It was so strange, man. I really wish my buddy Paul was here at the time. That was so fucking funny. They're all looking at me like, "What the hell's wrong? You're all gonna have the shits. You morons eating mystery pills from this." I'm pointing right at her. This freak. Oh man, that was fucking.
You guys know Lisa's better than us, so she's not going to hang out with us.
What's that?
Lisa, she says hello.
Oh, is Lisa in the chat? I don't even have the chat on.
Tell her she's better than us.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see it. Fine, Miss Cole Lady.
No, thing on SwearNet. A whole bunch of fucking trolls came rolling through SwearNet today, and what people don't realize, there's this one guy, Tom Erickson, that he said some fucking nasty shit to me. I don't even know if you guys even saw it, Jess. You know,
I was working like
troll gets in there toe, and everybody's all over him. Even Keisha's all over him. And I'm like, hey, what about the fucking asshole who was saying shit to me earlier? You know?
I don't know. I wasn't on SwearNet today because I was at work at 8:30 this morning, and I got off at like 7, and then I haven't been on. I've just been chilling. So I'll catch up later. I want to watch the video. I want to see the real fucking reality show.
Wait, so how do you? What is there, like a forum or something on there? Yins all talk.
Yeah, it's in the comments.
Oh yeah,
newest video.
Underneath every video. That's kind of how we became friends.
Yeah,
you know, like that's how I met Darren and a lot of other people. That's how I got into the whole drunk news scene, all of that.
Scary lady in the chat.
And Scary Lady. And I was talking to Lisa while I was on my lunch break earlier today.
Yes.
I hope she will pop on.
I knew a bunch of, like, big chunkians came from the SwearNet thing.
I'll be right back. I can hear you guys still. Go on.
I guess I knew a bunch of had come from SwearNet. I had that free trial there for a little bit, and I went and checked it out, but I didn't really know how yins were all communicating through it up there.
Yeah.
Underneath every video, there's like a chat forum through Discus, which is not the best platform.
No.
But still, it allows us to be social and stuff. And I still, people say that it's not worth paying the subscription. I think it is because I want to support the boys and there's enough content. But really, even when there's no content, it's kind of a social scene to be able to.
It's almost become better when there's no content.
Oh, really?
I swear when there's more content, more trolls roll through there. It's just fucked up. There's this one fucking asshole, Tom Erickson, claims to be, he says, I've been a fan for 20 plus years. And I'm doing the math. I'm like, they haven't been around for 20 plus years, you fucking asshole.
Well, they did start in 97. So I guess
yeah, but still, but from some of the other things he said, he just got on SwearNet. He's not even he's not aware of a lot of things that they've done. But since he's Canadian, he claims to be and
he's gonna be one of them. They're from my country, guys.
Oh, shut the fuck up, yeah, he just keeps saying these fucked up things to me, and then his final thing today is hit a nerve, did I? It's yeah, you write these fucking high school type book reports to me when all I wrote to you was bitch fan, eh? And then he just fucking off on these long things and then tries to he's one of these victim people who writes, throws these barbs at you and then he's but it's not the way that the rest of our friends do, the way Convicted or Organic gives me a hard time. I love that, or JB, I love that kind of shit, but this guy's just a dick, you can smell it,
Yeah. Speaking of, okay, so stuff's been going on with Laverne, apparently.
Oh, yeah. So that's another one that just turned into a fucking weirdo, people just, they start out one way and and I always supported her position, but I always knew, I was like, yeah, yeah, she's, kind of a little troublemaker and pretty much organic. And Connie just right away were just like, fuck you, you nutcase, And I always just was like, yeah, you're gonna say these things and post these weird pictures and all that. And then she just started fucking attacking me and saying, I'm part of the misogyny problem. You know,
Jeez.
Christ, like, I fucking love women. I have so many female friends, it's ridiculous. More female
That's
friends.
what a misogynist would say to try to. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a long time, but I guess she was off put by something.
Oh yeah, yeah. All of a sudden, she's not a Trailer Park Boys fan, and she couldn't stand the way women were portrayed, and if you're just writing shit for 20-year-olds, adolescents, and blah 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 blah. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's just weird because yeah, exactly. Laverne is the biggest troll. That's what Lisa said.
Internet trolls are quite funny.
Yeah, some of them are fucking crafty.
Oh yeah. I remember I had
The
this
other
one
dude I
for
was
the
talking about-
longest fucking time, dude. Like
The other dude I was talking about, he's not aware of the fact that he's a troll. There was an actual troll that comes in, this guy Toe. We're calling him Toe, and he was just saying just to say it, but it was just the shit he was saying. Like I'm just like, man, how can you say shit like that when you're a fan? It's different tone than when like all the other people on there give them shit about like, hey, what's with these shitty comedians you're putting on, whatever. But it's just a different fucking tone where it's like he's making all these presumptions, and like one of the things he was saying when he first came on was like presuming like, oh, how did they make these live podcasts and yet they cancel their show, and it's like, shut the fuck up, dude. They lost one of their friends, one of their friends died, you idiot. But yeah, just presuming to know things about people, it's you don't know anything about these people. Even when they do the real reality show, those are still characters, people.
Still an act. Yeah, they're still in character.
Exactly.
I haven't watched it yet, although I feel like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet, but I think, I guess Pat's in it, and I'm a little bit, concerned about Pat.
I don't want to blow it, but he's on the phone. I think he's going to be in the next one. Okay. Yeah, now we're taking over Dem's stream talking about swearing at.
No, man, that's all good. Like I was always wondering when I'd hear Jens in like other streams talking about like all this shit that's going on there, and I'm like, when I went on there for my free shit, is that just something I couldn't see because it was a free trial? I didn't know how the hell Jens were all talked and knew each other all. I'm like, okay, well now I understand.
I'm in my third year of SwearNet.
See, I had that. What was it? A 30-day trial or whatever the hell it was. Josh gave me some code. I went on. I watched that. I think that's what it was. The real fucking reality show. Because I remember being blown away, like seeing Bubbles out of character. Like it didn't seem right. I'm like, wow, that's weird.
It's interesting because Mike Smith himself is another character that's really interesting.
Yeah.
The prick.
Didn't he just get in trouble not that long ago for beating his girlfriend in Las Vegas?
See, that's a bullshit story. Somebody called the police. It's a friend of his, Georgia, that somebody overheard something where they're having an argument. Called the police. There weren't any. And then when they say charges were dropped, that's because in California, they will press charges if there's a complaint, and then the charges get dropped by it's not her complaining, it's the police pressing charges.
That's how it is here in Pittsburgh. If I beat somebody's ass and they don't
want
to,
Massachusetts,
the cops can pick it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is bullshit. If the person I smacked doesn't want to press charges, leave it alone.
Yeah, but they do that to protect victims who are afraid, who are in abusive relationships, and all that.
Yeah, because that actually happened. A couple years back, I had to put some dude in his place. the punk actually called the cops, had me arrested, and then when it came to court, he never showed up. And the state tried picking up the charges. Luckily, the judge was like, "No, get the fuck out of here." But the local DA was trying to pursue it, and I'm like, "Motherfucker didn't even show up. Shouldn't that be thrown right now?" And then luckily the judge thought the same way. He was like, "No."
How the hell? Sorry, I've got to go back to the SwearNet thing again. How the hell are you getting free subs, Lisa? I want a free sub. She keeps getting free subs somehow. Oh, probably because she sends them.
Mine won. It told me I was paid up through like August of 2018, but then they slapped me with another subscription fee through autopay.
Damn. That's weird.
I thought I'd won something somehow with one of the contests.
Yeah. No, she says that she's paid up until June 2019. They keep giving her free subs.
Mine said that.
Write me something about that, Lisa. All right.
Yeah,
well, she's special.
Sorry to keep cutting out, but you guys don't want to hear my bathroom noises.
Darren passing bow.
The bathroom is right over there.
You go stare at your bathroom clock.
Oh, my computer. I'm actually in my bathroom right now. I got a clock, as you can see. So I'm in my bathroom.
I do see the clock.
Yeah, I like the trailer park movies and shit. I just don't know. I just learned about them from talking to Josh. But I'm not into them enough to where I would actually, stay subscribed on SwearNet. Like, it is it's a bummer about that Leahy guy though, because I liked him and Bubbles from like what I watched were like my two favorites. I'm not a fan of fucking that Julian dude. I don't know.
Man, JP, he's a good guy. He's just playing the character, which is, I guess, kind of him too, because he's also, sick of the shit. But he seems like an all right dude.
And is that like his thing that he's always holding a cup?
Oh yeah, you saw the seasons where did you see the seasons where he wasn't allowed to have liquor in the park?
No.
Well, there was a season where he wasn't allowed to have liquor in the park, and what made it so brilliant is still with his arm like this, with no cup. Like, it's just muscle memory. Like, that's the way his arm goes.
See, I don't think I've ever even watched a whole season. I've just caught episodes here and there, and then I was subscribed to their YouTube channel, so whenever they would do their podcast, whenever it would come onto YouTube, I'd watch it. And then I seen a thing where they were on Snoop Dogg's podcast, which was funny as hell.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And I think it was the movie where Snoop Dogg was on the movie. Where Rob Arnold and Snoop Dogg and
that was season 10.
When Rob Arnold was gonna sleep with what's his name?
Tom Arnold.
Yeah, Tom Arnold. I'm saying the dude from Chimera, Rob Arnold. No, Tom Arnold. Yeah, when he was gonna sleep with
Lucy.
Yeah. And
then that was season 10. Yeah.
Wedding or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, we must sound like ridiculous because we're so into it. But
no, man, no. Everybody, I have like Yins are into that. Like I was into The Sopranos and shit. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That was my show. I sit here and watch clips on YouTube all fucking day, and then I get bummed when I'll go to look it up and I can see that I watched everything. I'm like, fuck, man, I miss The Sopranos, man.
I never watched that.
Oh man, that was such a great show, man.
I'm very aware of the whole premise and some of the stories because it's in my peripheral, but I did not watch the series.
When James Gandolfini died, I actually felt like somebody in my family died. I was so fucking bummed, man. Like,
it was one of your family.
Yeah, dude. Like I did, man. Like up in my room, I got my big James Gandolfini poster, and I love that.
Weird. He died pretty suddenly.
What's that?
He's actually, he was set to have a whole other career after that, and he's done plenty of movies. He was in The Man Who Wasn't There.
Yeah, he's a great actor, man. Like I've seen a bunch of shit he was in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bummer too. I mean, because if you go, I don't know, the way they ended the series was like a huge controversy.
Yeah, I knew that. I know the premise and I know the ending thing, and you have a whole. Now, oh, I wanted to ask you about that actually. Was where did you get that? Like, who pieced that together? Was that the actual writers dropping you hints, like the after the fact thing that you were piecing together how they gave the hints and all that, or is that another people on YouTube conspiracy thing?
No, what happened was
YouTube.
David Chase did an
YouTube.
interview, and they asked him. They're like, "Why can't you just tell us? Like, what happened? Did Tony get, something? Was he executed?" And he said, if you go back and watch the episodes in the final season, there are hints in every episode leading up to the finale of what happens. We left the clues, and if you go back and watch, you will find what happened and why it happened. And there's multiple videos where like in depth, like some of them are like 45-minute long videos of people going in, and they actually take the clips from each episode and did a video on it, and it's like, holy shit. And every one of them is damn near the exact same thing, and it all makes complete sense.
Yeah.
And that's more gratifying.
I like that.
I think
cool.
Relies on the intellect of the viewers to piece it together. Like, are any of you guys like Twin Peaks fans?
No,
not really.
Those.
Ah, man.
I really want to
okay,
get
so
into
I
it.
found Lisa in the chat. Hello, Lisa. Watch the rest and watch the
just
new
get in
season.
here and talk to you about it. You know, we could talk about pop culture, Lisa.
No, but well, the Twin Peaks, they brought it back after 25 years. And they did one more season, 25 years after the last one went off the air. And the way that it ended, it's really open to interpretation. It wasn't gratifying. It wasn't tied up and it wasn't neat. But I guess you wouldn't really expect anything less from like David Lynch and Mark Frost. So it's kind of one of those things, to my understanding. Like, again, I've never watched Sopranos, but I think that it kind of relied on the intellect of the viewers to piece it together rather than making it a neat, tidy package.
One of my favorite theories for the longest time, until I seen some of them, was because everybody was basing it off of Bobby Bacala saying to Tony, did you ever wonder what it's like to get clipped? I bet you don't even hear it, and everything just goes black. So for a while, everybody's theory was the viewer was whacked because it kept going. Like the way they end it, they keep going from Tony's POV to our POV, back and forth, and then all of a sudden, boom, black. So a lot of people are like, "You were whacked." The viewer. I'm like, I
love that idea.
Anymore. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I never, I'm like that's a fucking, what?
So that ending was even more clever, more fucking diabolical because it went then even beyond that. People piece it together and realize, like, could figure out who the actual, what happened, and
And what was crazy when they cut it, there wasn't even no music in the end credits, and this was the last episode ever. So everybody, like, dude, people were pissed, man. Like, a lot of people didn't take it as wow. They left it open like that. People were mad. Like,
that's why I'm so aware of it, because I know exactly, like, with the whole thing how it ended. Like, I don't need to know every storyline. I just know the way that they ended that show and like knew enough about it.
Like all the Today shows and shit. Like, oh, big controversial ending on the Sopranos. Like, I remember it with, like, because I remember watching it. Like, oh my god, and I'm looking at the clock. Like, there's only 2 minutes left. What the fuck's gonna happen? And then I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I was a big fan of Breaking Bad. I was totally into Breaking Bad, and I like Better Call Saul too. But
I don't know. I lost interest in it for some reason.
Oh, I remember why you told me you don't like that show.
What's that?
I remember you told me why you don't like that show before. You're just like, ugh. Look at these guys.
Dude, I don't know.
I'll be right back, boys.
What's that?
So I'll be right back. I need a refill. My cup is empty.
Yeah. Grab my Red Bull. Give me 1 second. Stay out of there.
Oh, now I guess it's up to me. There's nobody left on the screen. I guess I just have to, do a little stand up. Couldn't be any worse than what we've seen all week on SquareNet. So, where are you folks from? Oh, that's right. I'm in Ohio. I'm not in Ohio. I'm gonna do some scratching in my zipper.
Yeah. Chill out.
Uh,
Chill.
so now you see why I don't do stand up.
What? Ow.
I had no stand up. I was gonna do some stand up comedy, but then I realized I don't have any routines.
That shit would freak me out, dude. I wouldn't know. See, my thing is, I wouldn't know what to do with my hands, so I'd be like all over the place, looking like a moron.
Yeah, I just cram them into my pants. If I'm gonna be up there anyway, just fucking cram both your hands right into your pants. It's like,
All right,
I didn't know what to do with them.
stop. Get. There's one thing that drives me nuts about this dog. He's one of them dogs. You want to pet him and be cool because he's your dog, but as soon as you can't, he don't stop. And he has a thing with swinging his paw. So he'll knock shit all over him, knock drinks out of my hand, knock a cigarette out of my hand, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
You got to take him to one of those training things,
Them are expensive, man.
Yeah, I know. That's a problem with that.
That's crazy too. And then you'll run into them like super weirdos with their dogs, the ones that like dress them up and do all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Fruity dog owners.
Dude, there are some fucking weird dude. I remember my buddy, man. He's one of them weirdos with his cats.
Yeah.
And he dresses his cats up and shit. And I'm like, dude, that's a little weird.
I would do that if my cat would put up with it.
It always cracks me up though, because you can just see the cat looking like, dude, what the fuck did you put on me?
Cats don't like that shit.
No,
yeah, even more than dogs, cats don't like it. Yeah.
That's the thing. I like cats. I just can't own them. Nope. They're too high maintenance. I like the fact you can come home, your dog runs over, hey, what's up, motherfucker? And you can wrestle around and they play. The cat, you come home, like, hey, and you go up, mess with it, fucking gets all pissed off and then runs and hides.
Yeah, my cat, he's a pain in the ass. Right now he's sleeping, thank God. But one funny thing he does is he's like, all right, time to play. And it's usually like in the morning sometimes, and he did it this afternoon, where he just runs over, looks at me like, chase me around. And I have to chase him around, and I chase him around. He goes, and he makes these like noises and runs, fucking darts across the room, runs into the bathroom, runs into the kitchen, runs over the bedroom. He just like,
that's cool.
I love when he does that because I know he's going to get the energy out of him then.
Yeah.
And then go fucking relax. But the other thing he does is just fucking sits there and meows at me. Just like, I don't know what the fuck he wants. He's just like screaming at me the whole time.
Yeah, and he tries to figure it out, and he just keeps doing it.
Yeah. I mean, his diet's good. He goes to the bathroom normally. Everything else is normal, but there's just something fucked up where he's just like yelling at me. Like, what? What? What, do I have something on my face? He's like, yeah, you got soot all over you. Oh, shit. Thanks, kitty.
I remember when I remember years back, I had to move back home with my parents for a little while. And they got a cat. That's one of the cats I love, man. Sonny. I've actually posted pictures of him before, but
hey, did you gave up that apartment?
No, this was no, I can't, dude. I do that, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Hold on to that place.
I don't want to get too into
Let's not get into too much detail about that because again,
I won't.
You know, everything shit out here,
Right.
We can shut it off the live air and do the Google Hangout and talk about it if you want. I'm all for it.
I'm actually excited, but my parents' cat, he was weird. Like you're saying, we're getting energy.
Yeah.
He'd do that shit at night. It would be like 2 a.m, and I would just hear him running around, knocking shit over, getting into shit, and I'm like, man, that fucking cat is weird, dude. Like, You would just hear him like jumping on shit, and like he was nuts. Or isn't he's still alive, but when I stayed there, I'm like, what the hell could that cat possibly be doing? You know?
I wonder where Lisa went. I spell it like Joker does. Lisa.
She don't like me. She don't want to be seen on a dem stream.
You know, you do have that reputation of ruining people's careers in
Yes, I do.
you know, in film and
That's where I was
video
here. We
and
were talking about trolls when I was with Douchebag. I had this troll, dude. He was around for shit, dude, almost a year. This motherfucker was on every one of my videos, fucking talking shit in the comments. And I
that takes dedication, really.
Oh, it was hilarious, dude. He actually started threatening to sue me and shit because I tracked his ass down. And I found a video he'd done like 2 years before. And if you go into my old videos where it says the reason me and Takedown Man parted, just look what I did to that guy. And he seen that video, and he actually found me on Facebook. I'm gonna sue you if you don't take that video. I fucking destroyed this guy. After he threatened to sue me, I never heard from him again. It was just hilarious. Like I put a face to him, like, and I think he didn't like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
hey, you know, that's what's great about that is that, and the only thing he had left to say to you, it's sort of like a guy who talks a lot of shit, and then you're like, yeah, you want to fight? And he's like, no, I'm calling the police. What the fuck? You know, like,
yep, dude. He was like, you don't take that down, I'll sue you. Dude, it was just so funny because he was such a goofy looking dude. Dude, when I found the video of him, I'm like, this is the guy? Are you fucking kidding me? So I went and downloaded it, and the way I just pieced it in this video, it was brilliant, dude.
Hey, Dems, Takedown Man he does like a lot of deep web videos where he takes himself like way too seriously, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And then what happened was people finally.
So I saw him before I met you.
What's that?
Oh, so if it's the same person I'm thinking of, he does like the deep web videos. He takes himself like way too seriously with it. I watched his shit like probably 6 months before I even met you.
Well, yeah, what screwed him was he made like he knew so much about the deep web and made it out to be this big, scary, only bad stuff goes on there type shit. And then people that actually know about the deep web and actually, really know what they're fucking talking about started making videos showing how full of shit he was. And that's why he eventually stopped doing deep web shit. Now he's a master life coach.
Huh.
I would not want any coaching from that fucking creep.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Awesome video from the guy's called The Thinker. He did the best fucking shut and takedown man video I ever seen, man. Like this dude, like he's intelligent as hell, and you can tell he actually uses the deep web a lot. And this guy actually had dates and times. He's like, on July 24th, Takedown Man said at timestamp 3 minutes and 20 seconds that this website is blah 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 blah. But if you actually get into the code and look into it, it like just destroys the guy.
That shit to me is just as fucking creepy when people do screenshots and and all that. Like I did it one time with I cut and paste something that somebody fucking what Laverne wrote to me to show everybody like this is what this person is writing to me in past comments, and I did it one time and that was it. I just don't like that. That's even creepier. People throw words in your face, Yeah.
That's what actually got me taken down for fucking live streaming for 90 days was because I had old fucking conversations with that asshole. And when he went on there saying I'm making all this shit up and lying and all this, and I was like, okay, motherfucker, you want to call me a liar? Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. And fucking the whole conversation.
Do you know Frank C3? He's a master life coach.
That's my boy. I actually used to work with him.
He's a master life coach.
Frankie, you're probably a much better life coach than some of these other people.
He can teach you how to build a pond.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty awesome. That's some good shit right there. I saw one today, actually. They had built one where they had a natural waterfall that comes down like in springtime, and it's actually still running a little bit, little trickles going on, even though we're back to a drought again here. And it was trickling down, and it was kind of cool because they had like this big heavy duty screen over the top of it, so like kids couldn't fall into it, but a big fucking pool so you could still have fish under it, and the pool is still there, which is really cool. I didn't get to get a really close look at it, but I could tell the bottom part was all man-made to catch all this water that's running down,
A lot of people put that shit on so kids can't fall in.
Yeah.
And also leaves and stuff, because that's actually bad for fish.
Yeah.
I built ponds.
Yeah, because it was a nice like grate over it, pretty big grate,
I did that shit.
Yeah, I love that kind of shit.
I'd still be doing it. Frank knows why I left, but if it wasn't for that person, I'd still be doing it. But
did you fall into the pond?
Dude, at least twice a year I've fallen in. Dude, one time I fell in right in front of the customer. It was so fucking embarrassing. Like, I'm talking, she had a deep one, and I was submerged completely. Like,
oh, you're shitting me.
No,
I hope you played it off. Like, let me give you a tour of your pond.
Dude, it was so embarrassing. I actually just got done. She wanted.
You should have popped up. You should have just dunked under the water, popped up, and went. Whoa!
Dude, I was so fucking embarrassed. I actually didn't say a word. I just got out and was like, "Well, that's a wrap," and we left. But fucking, we just got done, and she wanted a full cleaning. So we got her. She had a rubber liner pond. So we got it all fucking cleaned up, got it filled, had it up and running and everything. And I had redone the part of her waterfall that came into the main pond. And one of the rocks, as we're like talking to her, I'm looking at the waterfall, and I didn't like the way one of the rocks were at the bottom. I'm like, I'm going to shift that over a little bit. So me, like an idiot, the ponds, I thought I'd be able to jump, and make it over and do my thing. Well, when I jumped, my back foot went into the pond, and I'm trying like hell to put all my weight to so I don't go in. And it's a rubber liner. So I'm like, bloop, it just went in, dude. It was, dude.
How many gallons was that thing?
Oh, fuck. I don't know, maybe 45 to 5,000.
Yep. And what's that in liters, Lisa?
We've done some ponds where we actually had to have fucking water trucks come in. Like huge fucking ponds, man. Like ones where it took 2 or 3 water trucks. Like the Bayer Corporation. We have, Bayer. They have a big spot out in it. It's like a retreat for like all their CEO fucking people that come in from all over like the country, maybe even the world. I don't know, but they got like log cabins, and they have like these outings there, and they have this fucking huge pond. We actually go out on fucking canoes because they got these crazy big.
That's not a pond, dude. That's like a fucking lake.
Yeah,
pretty much.
You got one of those down the street. It's the Civics.
Oh, she's gone now.
Aww.
Fucking hey, man, good for you, dude. No, this lady, she's the reason I left. I was gonna catch a case. That's awesome, dude. So what, you run the store now, Frankie? That's the shit. This lady was evil, dude. Like, I'm talking Satan in the flesh. Like, this lady was fucked up.
Was she like a regular customer who was like the bane of your existence?
No, she was. What had happened was North Hills Water Gardens. That's who I used to work for. They're not around anymore. She was the secretary there, okay? And then this other company, I'm not going to say the company in case some asshole trolls come in and then they want to go fuck around. But this other company came in and bought it out. So we all went over there. Well, she went from a secretary where all the workers used to tell her to fuck off because she was an asshole. She became the store manager and the main person, and just had this power trip. And like I said, she was evil. Like, put it this way, this is just a taste of how crazy she was. The apartment I had before this, it was the beginning of the season, and in the spring, it is slammed. You're working 7 to 7 for like the first few months of the spring into the summer because everybody wants their ponds opened and cleaned and, you know, crazy shit. Well, I was supposed to meet this landlord, not like I said, not this apartment, an older one, but I was supposed to meet the landlord to move in. So I told her, I'm like, I have to be out of here at 4 today, meeting a landlord. Well, you know, it's a busy, so we'll see what we can do. I'm fucking moving my ass. Like 3 o'clock comes around. I'm like, I got everything I had to get done. Yep. She calls me and goes, Josh, you're going to be very angry at me, but there's an emergency. I need you to go over to so-and-so's house. They think they have a leak in their pond. You need to be there today. And I'm like, fuck it, whatever. Call the landlord.
Dude, it's an emergency. Put a fucking hose in it for a minute.
Yeah, well, wait till you hear what happened. Fucking, I call the landlord. I'm like, hey, can we meet tomorrow? He says, yeah. I go to this emergency. I pull in. The customer comes out and is looking at me all weird, saying, "Oh, why are you here today? Kay said you were going to be here Friday." And I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So that was all just her to be a bitch. So the next day, I say the same thing. I'm like, "Look, I rescheduled that so I can go do your emergency yesterday. I got to be out here by 4 today." Does the same fucking thing, but says it's for a different house. Go to the house, same thing. They don't understand why I'm there. They're scheduled for whatever day. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I call her. I'm like, look, I'm not coming in tomorrow. I need to meet this guy. He's pissed. That's 2 days in a row. He's going to end up giving the apartment to somebody else. I'm calling off. Whatever. Later that night, she calls me. I need you here tomorrow. You can't take the day. Blah, blah. I'm like, look, no, I have to get this apartment. How are you going to afford an apartment if you don't have a job to come back to? I'm like, what? You're going to fire me? I never said I'm going to fire you. I'm like, what the fuck else does that mean? Well, why don't you go ahead and take tomorrow off and find out? And she kept doing this back and forth with me. Like trying to make me afraid to take the day off to get an apartment. Like that's just a small taste of shit that bitch used to pull.
I mean, like, bitch, I need a place to live. Otherwise, I can't work.
Yep.
Still checking out the chat. Frank says Kay's gone. She's at the other store now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Lucky him. Fucking, he used to get stuck. Frankie would come out. We would say, "Hey, you on a field trip today?" Because he was the store guy, and he used to come out and do some jobs with us. Yeah. But now, I guess Frank's the big guy.
Frank's
hey,
the guy.
dude. Does Frankie want to talk to us?
Do you know how to do Google Hangout, Frank? You want to come on?
It's pretty easy. You just basically all you got to do is have a Google. You have to have a Google email, a Gmail.
He's gonna. Frank is cool as shit, man. And then we found a letter one time, her talking all kinds of shit. This lady was so weird, man. She would sit there and text with the store manager that was above Frank at the time. They would text back and forth to each other while they're in the same store talking shit. Like, they were so fucking weird, man.
But, like, why?
This, like I said, the lady was evil. Like, straight up fucking evil.
Yeah, she's just probably fucking crazy.
Yep. And that, like I said, that apartment thing was just a small taste of shit she would do. And then it started getting real bad at the end. So I finally was like, look, you know what? Go fuck yourself. I'm not coming back.
Yeah. Hey, but you know, you learned all that shit. So why don't you open? I mean, I know you're doing the contracting thing. And by the way, we haven't talked much about that lately.
It's just same old shit. Luckily, I got 90% of my tools restocked back up. But like I said, the grandfather tool.
Who stole them?
What's that?
Did you ever find out who stole them?
No. Nope. She was your boss, motherfucker.
But yeah, you restocked your tools, so you're up and running again. Yeah. Have you been putting in bids on like any big projects lately?
The side shit, no, I haven't really had any luck getting any side work. But I actually, it was a couple days ago. Joker did a stream during the day, and I was on there for a little while on my lunch break, and I got to see the foreman that I got to deal with. I was like, this guy right here, this asshole, this is my foreman. I was showing up. That job's coming together nice though. We're doing this a whole back addition, 3 floors, and it's coming along pretty good. And them, the people we're working for too, there's some really cool people. I actually played
3 floors. Like,
what's that?
how many square feet are you doing? You said 3 floors. How many square feet are you doing?
I'm not even sure the square footage. I should probably measure that, but it's we did the basement, first floor and second floor. So technically it's 2 floors, but you had the basement, that's the 3rd floor.
With the terrace level for the basement, yeah.
Yeah, and it like actually Josh is doing another drunk news. So I'm gonna do a DIY with them, and I'll do the walkthrough, but technically the first floor, that's the favorite one, like part of it we've done, because we actually knocked down their whole back wall of their kitchen and added on to it, and we're at the point now we're getting ready to build. There's going to be a deck that comes off of that, and then the steps down into the yard, and I'm looking forward to doing the deck part, because I've actually never done a deck, like, you know. But it's coming together nice, man. And luckily, these people are so fucking cool too. Like, very rarely do I actually like get to know the customer, but seeing as though they're still living there, and the one guy, the husband's like, I forget what, and he's an engineer, but he works from home, so he's like there all day, and you know we're trudging in and out of his house, so you know I bullshit with him. And his son, I feel better. I guess there's like no kids in that neighborhood. So I'll come out for a cigarette break, and I always see him just throwing the football up to himself. So I'll sit there and toss football with him and shit. And this kid's like 10 years old, and you'll go in, he's sitting there cooking himself food and shit. I'm like, look at this little dude, man. And I always say to them,
introduce it to your kids, right?
what's that?
Introduce them to your kids.
I don't know. That might be a little weird.
Well, I mean, I don't know how far away this is. Are you guys?
They're not too far, but I don't know how to word it without sounding weird. They're like rich type people, and I don't know if, you know, like I get yelled at because I swear a lot. So my foreman's always like, you know, their kids are. Sorry, man. I mean,
you do have to censor yourself on site.
It's so hard. Like I'll even catch myself doing it. And I'm like, man, I gotta stop that shit. I'll be in there, yeah, grab that fucking thing over. What the fuck? And I'll look through and I can see the husband looking over like, man, that dude's got a mouth on it. Or when I'm out there running the excavator and I gotta yell over the engine, hey, what the fuck is that? No, he wanted to be the boss until I fell. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, Frank had an injury falling into a pond once. The pond was empty, but it was a rubber bottom. Can anyone see my? Oh, I can see you, Shannon. What's up, man? Yeah, Frank. He had a little slip after he drained a pond and got hurt. And they were accusing him of staging that injury. Like, that's how crazy.
Probably still has. I'm echoing.
Even after you fucking pressure wash the liner on them, it's rubber, and if it's wet, it's slippery. In some ponds,
yeah, but there's like probably too.
Yeah,
that adds to it.
Yeah, a lot of the ponds, they don't step like a step. You know, they gradually slope and get deeper, and you get busted up on them a lot. And that's, like I said, the lady was crazy. She sat there. She actually tried blocking him from getting workman's comp and shit, saying he staged the injury.
That's not okay.
No. And even there was a Rob. I remember Rob seeing you do it, man. Like one of that dude actually seen a boulder fall on me one time when we were building a pond. A fucking boulder. Like another. Yep, it fucking rolled off. I was down in the pond, and these people didn't want the stone going into where the liner was. So I was down in the pond, and where we had it flattened off to do the stone around it. we put the stone up. Well, right next to it, the liner was kind of sagging. So I was down in and I was jumping up and pulling so the liner would come up and out of the pond. And I guess the way it was sitting, it was just sitting weird. And I'm looking over, and when I'm doing the liner thing, the fucking boulder just toppled and rolled. If I'd have been over like another foot, this fucking thing would have came right on my head. But it ended up catching my shoulder and knocking me over and like going down my side. Luckily, I mean, it hurt. I didn't break anything, but another foot or so over to the left, it would have just rolled, cracked me right in the head.
Man, you lucked out.
Oh, big time. Oh, Shannon, I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That's terrible, man. Fuck. All right, Loki, I see you, buddy.
Oh, I see that too. Shannon, I don't even know you, but I'm so sorry.
Yeah, Shannon's a cool dude. He's from over at the Shoot the Shit channel. And yeah, buddy, I actually had him film himself about 2 years ago, dude. I know where you're coming from, man. That's fucking rough, dude. Okay, Loki. Now he's gonna start the paw swinging. This dog, he's fucking crazy.
So Darren left because he's too wasted, or do you think he just left because he got sick of us?
I don't know what I just now noticed he was gone. I thought he was just being quiet. Like I said, I never see the actual hangout screen.
I know, I forget that. Like, see, I'm on the hangout screen, and then I have my phone with the chat screen.
Oh, so yeah, I'm either on the watch page watching the chat, or I'm looking up other shit to see what's going on in the world. Because a lot of the times I do these streams, I end up doing them solo. So I look for shit to bullshit about once I run out of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I drop into your solo streams like all the time, especially when I'm at work, and I mute it kind of, but or at least turn the volume down.
Fuck. Yeah, man, I don't, dude. That shit's rough, man. I've talked about that shit before. I remember going to my buddy who committed suicide. He was in the military. It was a military funeral, man. And I mean, any funeral is sad, but when they start playing taps, oh god. And then I was real close with him, even his family. And I was standing there when they presented the mom with the flag, and oh, holy fuck, that was so sad, man. But I never know what to say to people at funerals. That's why, like, I'm 32 years old. I've seen a bunch of people, that I know die, but I've been to 4 funerals in my entire life because I won't go to them. And I've had people actually pissed at me for not going to a funeral. But I don't know what to say to, like, I think I told the story before at that funeral, my buddy's funeral, that one of my biggest fears is me saying something that's going to upset a family member and they're going to cry and all that. But that kind of actually happened at my buddy's funeral, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. But I come walking in, and his mom was standing there, and she looked over and looked again, and she's like, "Josh," and just fucking lost it. And everybody's looking over, and I'm like, "Oh," I gave her a hug, and I'm like, "Oh, but it was just so fucking like awkward, like, and I was always so afraid of that shit, and it happened. I'm like, this is why I don't go to these.
Well, you know what? I see where you're coming from. I avoid funerals, weddings, baby showers, and pretty much any occasion that requires being outwardly emotional.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. That was probably, even over my grandparents and everything. That was probably the saddest funeral I was ever at. Like, and, especially because of the circumstances too. Like, the guy killed himself. He was ex-military, it was so weird because he was stationed in South Korea years ago, and he met a girl over there. He ended up having a child with her, married her, and everything. You know, served his time in the military, came home, and did all the shit he had to do to get her to be able to come over here with his son. And she had a daughter, and for some reason, she had moved to the Philippines, and then they did whatever, and he was able to get her and his son over here, but he wasn't able to get her daughter.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so they were doing whatever they could to get her over here. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the details of why they couldn't get her over, but he stepped up and was like, "All right, we can't get her over here. All right," and he moved over to the Philippines, you know, and he was over there for like 3 months, and then he started talking about they were able to figure something out and they were going to come back, and then it was actually right when I got the Red Room shirts. Because he had seen my post on Facebook, was like, dude, those shirts, them shirts are badass. Save me one. And I'm like, dude, I got you. I'll figure out how I'll get you one over there. The very next morning, my brother calls, dude, Justin killed himself. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I like just talked to him. You know, and it just blindsided me. And then there was all kinds of trouble to get him back, you know, get his body over here. They did a GoFundMe thing. It took like a month for us to get him over here and, you know, do his funeral. And actually, you know, he's buried with one of the Red Room shirts. But it was weird because, you know, I was crushed. But when I found out he was coming home, that's when it hit me. Like, I remember my oldest son actually, because, you know, my oldest son, he never seen me like that. But I remember, like, I couldn't even hold, I lost it. And I actually tried, like, hiding. And my youngest son's like, what's wrong with Dad? And my ex is like, no, leave him go. And I was hiding in the bathroom. That was terrible, man. But I know where you're coming from, Shannon. I feel for you, bud. Make you there. What the? Am I lagging? Something weird's going on with my computer.
Oh, no. I was just taking a moment to, like, look at the chat on my phone.
See, my computer does this every once in a while. When I go onto the Hangout thing, like to see the camera, it's all green. Like, what the hell?
Well, I know that you echo a lot. Like, you have a lot of issues for some reason.
Yeah, this computer's a sack of shit. It's literally my whole screen is green. Like, I can't even see my mouse cursor right now.
What kind of computer do you have?
It's an HP 15. Hewlett Packard 15, whatever.
I loved HPs. I had those for so many years, but I finally, when mine were shot, you know, I couldn't do anything with them anymore. I finally went to a Lenovo ThinkPad.
A what?
Lenovo ThinkPad.
I might have to look into that. Yeah, because I'm even having problems with my fucking editing software now. Like, it's like.
Well, that's what I was going to say, Dems. Like, I had my HP and it was awesome for so long, but when I got into editing and I was using Photoshop for, like, video editing, but I was doing, like, marketing editing. So I had to have Photoshop, and my HP couldn't handle it. So I bought a Lenovo ThinkPad, and it could handle it because it had enough RAM to do so, and it was also pretty durable.
So yeah, if it, like, I think I've been going on 3 years with this thing now. At first, because I got Adobe Premiere Elements, that's what I use for my editing software. For like the first month or two, I remember Josh being all shocked because those drugged up insights, he did 3 of them. I'm the one that edited those for him, and he was all blown away on how quick. Like I edited them, had them over and up. Like he's like, "Holy shit, dude! Like you were able to." I'm like, and it was working great. Now it takes like 5 minutes when I click it for it to even come up. It'll just sit there for like no bullshit, like 5 minutes. Then it'll come on, and it works all fine. But when I'm done editing what I'm editing, and I go to upload it and all that, it used to take like 3-4 minutes for me to move it over to my computer so that I can upload it to YouTube. Now, like a 5-minute video will take 45 minutes for it to move from the editing to the computer, and then like 45 minutes to upload to YouTube. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? It used to be so quick.
And I didn't even know about that because, like, obviously, I'm not a YouTuber. Am I? Why is it you the echoes?
It has to be my computer. Like I don't. Like I was just talking to Darren the other day about this. I got to take it in to either get it cleaned up, or it's just time to bury this one and get a new one. I want to get an actual desktop.
Echoes when I'm talking to you.
What's that?
The only time I ever hear echoes is really when you're involved.
I don't know why. Here, I'm gonna. Is it doing it now?
No, it quit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
We did that Metal Monday. I'll never forget that. My computer's the reason. The 1-year anniversary show, I'm gonna shit the bed. We had that huge panel of all these badass fucking people, and that shuts down.
All right. So, take your monies that you're making through hoodie sales and whatnot, and make sure you get a good laptop.
I've been nagging my mommy. I want to get a I'm actually trying to get this desktop because a couple other YouTuber people like that I talk to, they all keep saying you want a desktop like if I'm gonna stream, like I try streaming and editing. They say obviously laptops will work, but they say desktops are what you want to get. And the one dude was saying that I should actually try going for a gamer desktop, one of the ones that are built for streaming, gamers stream whatever the fuck.
Oh, they have a lot of RAM. They can handle like all the multitasking, but also you're looking at like $3,500, dude.
Yeah, some of that I was looking at. I seen one that was like 20 grand. I'm like, what the fuck could you do?
Oh, yeah. Like on the conservative end, 3,500.
Yep.
But more than that. So, again, like when I looked at what I needed to do, like the Photoshop and shit, I'm like, okay, how cheap can I do this? So I bought this Lenovo ThinkPad for like $850. And that was kind of the bottom end. If you're really doing a lot of multitasking and shit and you're not going to like customize your computer, you're just looking for like a store-bought one, yeah, you're going to be looking at like 800 plus easily.
See, yeah, the desktop I'm looking at right now is $1,200, and that's like I think standard. There ain't nothing special about it, but it's got a fucking nice big screen, and I'm like, that's my shit right there.
Yeah.
Plus, I want to step up my my editing program too. I want to get Sony Vegas. Is that's the other thing that the other YouTuber dudes, they all seem to use that Sony Vegas, or they'll roll with the Adobe that I got, but they also get the After Effects, which that's where you can do all the crazy, like, having shit blow up and do all that stuff. Because I'd like to do some green screen shit when I get into deeper into video stuff, but I've oh shit, excuse me. I've never actually tried doing green screen before.
Yeah. Well, it's a bummer that you live so far away from me, but my roommate, I have 2 roommates. One of them literally builds lightsabers for a living, and he's super techie and he builds computers and shit too. I'll put you on with him sometime, like after the holidays, because right now they're on their crunch to do whatever with the pre-orders for the lightsabers, but he's super into the computer shit. And I feel like he would kind of back you because he appreciates what you would do. You know?
Hell yeah. I'm down.
Yeah. So Murray, one of my roommates, I think he'd really connect with you and appreciate all of the video stuff that you're doing, and maybe be able to give you a little bit of advice and be able to help you out.
See, what's gonna be funny talking about the videos is one day people are gonna probably be like, "What the fuck is he doing?" I was looking through my shit the other day. I counted 9 videos to where they're like 90. Some of them I could probably upload. That I was talking about this a couple weeks ago. I don't know. I'm at this point now where I'm actually afraid to upload videos.
Why? Because of your
really
haters? Fuck them. Like,
not only the haters, it's I don't know, a couple of the videos I go on some rants that I'm not really sure I like the way I worded them, but I put so much work into the editing. That's where I'm like, well, that was a lot of fucking time just to trash that. Because if you pull up like I said, it takes like 5 minutes for the actual editing thing to pop up. It just sits there loading. You could see like your recent activity, what you were working on. And I did. I went down and I'm like, holy fuck, look at this one, look at this one. And then my Jack the Ripper one, I cannot stand hearing myself. I can't even go back and watch some of the videos. Like, I'm like, God damn it. That's why I put that out there all the time. Like, anybody want to narrate? You can narrate. You want to narrate? Come on over. You got a mic? You want to narrate? I hate it so bad.
Well, our voices never sound the way that they do in our heads.
Right. That, and sometimes I'm so monotone. It drives me nuts. And then what happens is I'll go back to redo it, and then I tell you sound like you're trying so hard. And then I go redo it again. It's like, fuck, you sound monotone. Dude, you can tell that's forced. I'm like, God damn it.
Okay, so I'm subscribed to like 6 different creepypasta narrators. And some of them get a lot of shit from people because they're like, oh, you're monotone, or oh, you sound like a Valley girl, or whatever. But, just keep doing your thing.
You know who drives me nuts? Chills. Chills?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Dude, and then he starts doing these videos now where he's sitting in a dark room and you can just see his like mouth. I don't know what it is with that dude. I just want to punch him. I like.
I've never even seen the ones with his face. I just hear the ones of him narrating.
Go into his channel. He does it a couple times where he's sitting in a dark room and from his nose up is just all darked out. But for whatever reason, he has his mouth lit up. And the way his mouth looks when he's talking and the way he narrates or like pronounces certain words, I'm like, dude, I just want to hurt you. If I ever met you, I think I'd smack you.
Yeah, he sounds like a Valley girl.
Yeah.
But with a lot of those, I don't ever see them. Even of course they're never on camera, but even if they were, I would never see them because I listen to their shit when I'm driving. So like I live about 20 minutes away from where I work. So every day I put on like a stream or, a narration and I'll listen to it driving to and from work.
A lot of them, that's how I go to sleep. I listen. Corpse Husband is by far my top favorite.
He's cool.
Yeah.
I like him.
And like I said, I've gotten to bullshit with him a couple times, like, actually like talking to the guy. He's cool as fuck. And it was weird too, because I didn't even realize how young he was till I was bullshitting with him. And I'm like, holy fuck, dude, I feel weird that I like you that much and you're like 10 years younger than me. It gets kind of weird.
You know who I like right now is Mr. Creepypasta.
You know what? I don't like that guy. and it's because he was under Maker Studios, and me and him got into an argument one time because I was bitching about Maker helping, and he was like, "Well, they're helping me." And I'm like, "Dude, you're tier 1, motherfucker. Fuck you," because that's how the networks work. If you're under 10,000, you're tier 3. When you hit 10,000, you're tier 2, and then anything over 100K, you're tier 1. And when you're tier 1, you have a direct contact with the network. Tier 3, it takes them 5 days to respond to a fucking email. And I was having issues with a bunch of my shit being claimed when I was using what the hell was it called? Fuck, I can't remember the name of the. We had free access to shit. They actually have an add-on all the time now, but it's a music stream site where it's copyright free music. I was using that shit and they were claiming it, and I was trying to get a hold of them like, yo, why the fuck am I getting claimed from them when it's, I'm going through, because when you would actually use their music, you'd actually have to go through Maker's website, log in, and then you'd have to go through it through Makers, and that's how I was doing it. And they were still claiming my videos. And it would take them like 5 days to get back to me. And as a YouTuber, the first 3 days of your video, that's it. Like after them 3 days, your video is so pushed back. If you were going to get views, you're not getting them anymore.
I don't know much about like the politics of it or the dynamics of it, but the reason I like that dude is he did a series I really like, which is Tales from the Gas Station. Have you heard it?
No.
It's kind of like Welcome to Night Vale. Are you familiar with that?
No, but what is it? Are they legit stories from like gas station attendants or?
No. Okay, so what it is, it's kind of like a creepypasta, but it's not really creepy. It's more like absurd, like Twilight Zone shit. And it's like a 6-part series that he did better than anyone else. He's the first one I heard do it, by the way, because I'm subscribed to like 7 or 8 different creepypasta narrators.
Yeah, I hear you.
But he was the first one that I heard do it, and he did it very, very well.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I'll send you the link, but it's worth listening to.
Did you see Corpse Husbands? It was a while ago now. It's probably one of my favorite ones. It was True Stories from EMT. It's like an hour and a half long. What's that?
Maybe it's not that. Okay, cool. Because Corpse Husband, I was not subscribed to, but who was it? Nature's Temper did Search and Rescue.
That's actually it. Here, I'm pulling it up right now because I actually saved it in my playlist. Horrifying search and rescue stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours and 20 minutes long, but it is amazing. Like, it's probably my most favorite narrating video done because some of the stories are fucked up. Like,
I love those, but here's what I see about it. Like, a lot of it is really, some of it's serious, and some of it's far-fetched, but I love the recurring theme about the staircases in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I was just gonna say about the staircase thing, but they find them like 10 miles deep into the woods.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to go on them. Yeah, that's crazy. He must have got it from the same, because that was my issue for a while with the narrators, was they were all going to Reddit, and 3 narrators would upload in the same day, and they would do the same stories. Like, that was bothering me for a while.
Yeah, well, those narrators were like starved for content because they were trying to make money off of it, so they were all doing the same thing,
Yeah, that, and they all got nailed for that copyright shit, because it turned out reading shit off of Reddit is technically copyright. And I think it was Lazy Masquerade was the first one to get hit, and then they all started getting hit. What's that?
I listen to him sometimes. He's like on my subscriber list,
Yeah, I like Lazy Masquerade. My favorite one, he's the only person I ever heard tell it, was them 3 dudes that went out to the log cabin, and that weird thing popped up in the middle of the lake, and it looked like just a head, and they kept watching it, and they went, oh man, I don't know if I have it in my playlist anymore. But that actually,
all of them, man. I subscribed to all those dudes. So
it's a long time ago, like year and a half ago.
I subscribed to because you're listening to a lot of them, honestly.
I'm subscribed to B Busta, Lazy Masquerade.
All right, I got Clancy Pasta top 15s.
I'm subscribed to him. Top 15s.
Pasta.
Not familiar with him.
Mr. Creepy Pasta. Lazy Masquerade.
He's
Nature's
awesome.
Temper.
Never heard of him.
Creepy Pasta Jr.
Nope.
Scare Theater.
Scare Theater.
Scare Theater, dude. You gotta love the kid. He's like 16 years old. Fucking adorable.
Clip from Red Room off me.
Oh, really?
Yep. If you go back into his videos, he's talking about deep web red rooms. He steals the intro.
Oh yeah, I heard that. But
yep, he stole it. When he's talking, Red Room in text comes across the screen swinging, and then the opening scene of Red Room with my sister being kidnapped. He's talking over it. He didn't reach out to me.
Oh man, I never knew that.
Yep, he didn't reach out for permission, but I let it go. It's all good. But I'm like, you little dickhead.
Yeah, because he was like 15 when he did that, probably. I love that kid. Like, I want the best for him because he seems kind of, and you know, he's just pursuing his passion. I don't think he's one of those people who's in it for the money.
Well, you know what's crazy is that happened when I was with TDM, and he was like, "You need to get him. You need to get him for copyright." Oh, and I'm like, dude, fuck that.
Dude's a kid.
Yeah. And he's like, you should at least message him, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, nah. But I did comment on it. It was like, I like where you got your Red Room intro. And that's all I did. I didn't like threaten him or any of that. I mean, that's fucked. But are you subscribed to B Busta?
No, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, go sub to him. He's got like 500K subs. He's Australian. And I like he's got a good voice for it.
Okay.
I'm subbed to B Busta, Mr. Nightmare, top 15s, top 5, Lazy Masquerade, Corpse Husband. Who else is there that I'm subbed to?
Hey, B Busta.
Yeah, BE space BUSTA. He got like a weird smiley face looking avatar. And then of course my boy Gloomy House.
Oh yeah.
I like the way the direction he's heading right now too. Like the way he ends like all of his videos. He's been doing some really sad stories lately though, man. Like he just did one on that iconic picture of that little girl who's stuck in the water and you just see her head out of the water and she's staring at the camera. He tells the story behind that picture and that is fucking sad, man. He actually plays a clip too from when they were trying to save her. That is a fucking sad, sad story, man.
I know who you're talking about. I know that girl.
Yeah, like if you go watch the video he did and he tells the story. I had no clue about that. That actually like made my eyes well up, man. And that poor little girl ends up dying.
I know. What was so terrible about it is she was so positive and like interacting with all of the people who were trying to rescue her, like till the very end.
Yep, she was even telling him to go home and get rest and shit, man. She's a little girl. Come on. That's terrible.
Really was.
Yeah, man. I was listening to it, and he's got that sad-ass music. My eyes are welling up and shit. I'm like, oh, man. This is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
But that was crazy. Like, for a little-ass kid to be like, you know... Like, me as a grown-ass man, I'd have been freaking out, screaming. Somebody get me the fuck out of here. Oh, man, that's terrible. Yeah,
you know, it is terrifying. We see all these things that are happening, and we're privileged, you know, obviously, living in the United States where there's not that much that's actually going to get to us.
right.
But seeing people like that who are stuck in a poor situation, you know, that
Yeah,
chick.
I didn't really look at it that way, you know, because their lifestyle, you know, that's why they're able to like just take it like that. Like, oh fuck, you know, like is that part where they said where he said about her telling him to go home and get rest. For some reason, that's the part that like really punched me in the gut. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God. Like, and you can tell for her to be saying that at that point, she knew it was. What are they gonna do for her?
Mm-hmm.
Not even.
Can you imagine though, like having that level of understanding, you know?
Yeah. Yep. That. And then his outro music too, like because the way like he ends it, and then that outro music, I was sitting here like, oh man, this is some bullshit. That poor girl. Because like I said, I just thought that was some fucking crazy picture. I didn't know there was like, you know, it was
Yeah, that
real.
happened.
Yeah, I had no clue, and I remember seeing the thumbnail, and it said, you know, the story behind it. I'm like, holy fuck, that's a real picture, shit. And I watched the video, unfortunately, and it was sad. Actually, I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna put it in the chat so people know what I'm talking about.
Who's in the chat? I haven't even been looking.
Lisa, Darren. I'm not sure if Shannon's still in here.
Okay, so
Copy link.
Lisa should come hang out with us. Darren's probably tripping too hard to do so.
Well, Darren, if you're tripping, dude, do not watch that video. That'll be a very bad idea. But Lisa,
And he's pretty hardcore though.
I don't know. That's sad. I've read some nasty shit, and that really bugged me, man. But I'm sure most normal people have a soft spot when it comes to children. But, and then
I mean, I don't want any, but I care for the ones that already exist.
Right. I'm one of them people, you know, when it comes to elderly people and kids, that I'll fuck somebody up if I walk upon seeing somebody screwing around with them.
Yeah, same. I don't ever want children, and I don't ever want to be elderly, but I still care about those people who are caught in that situation that didn't have a choice.
Just one time, speaking of elderly people, this is a funny story. And I thought I was doing a very nice deed, and I quickly regretted it. But I was coming down the hill, and this was in the winter. I was probably like 18, 19. And there's this little old lady. She looked to be in like her 80s. And she's out there shoveling snow off her sidewalk. So I stop and I get out. And I'm like, ma'am, I'm like, here, let me get that shovel. I'll get that for you. She turns around and she's staring at me. And I can tell she's like real nervous. Because back then, you know, I'm fucking crazy metalhead looking dude. And I'm like, let me get that for you. And I start walking over. She stops and points. You get the fuck out of here! And starts screaming. I think she thought I was coming to rob her or something. I don't know. She just started freaking the fuck out. And I'm like, no, man, let me get there. You get out of here. You don't come a step closer. She's screaming. I'm like, well, fuck you then. I turn around and left. I'm like, see what I get for trying to be nice? Fuck that lady. I'm like, what the hell?
How terrifying did you look?
Well, at that time, actually, I had long hair and all that shit. And, you know, I had a Black Pantera hoodie and I wore chains and all that. But I even said, ma'am, you know, I didn't like get out the car and go running at her or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I did anything too intimidating other than looking like, you know, metalhead.
You might have scared her.
She was definitely scared because, like I said, when she turned, I can see it on her face that she was nervous, and that's why I was like, "Ma'am, let me get in." Nope. What? She's just pointed and you get the fuck out, and that's exactly what she said. You get the fuck
You
out.
got the devil in you, boy.
Yep. You. And then I was like, "No, ma'am." And she's like, "Dude, step closer. You get the fuck." I'm like, "Well, fuck you then, you asshole." Try to do something nice. You're out here fucking freezing cold weather and shoveling snow. What the fuck? Where's your like? You don't have a family member to do that shit? Like that shit bothers me. Like I still do that shit. You see an old person out there. I mean, some of them get offended, because I guess it's they don't like to think that they can't do it. But I still think you should stop and at least offer to do it. I mean, they can that type of work can kill them. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't shoveling snow. Ain't that one of them things where you can really fuck yourself up? Like if you're old or out of shape.
Yeah, I think so. See, we really don't have to do that down here. Although I did laugh because you said you had like an inch and a half or whatever of snow. We had 8 fucking inches the same week that you did.
God damn. Dude, up here, they would have the National Guard here. Everything would be shut down. People would be beating each other up over hot dogs in a grocery store.
Milk sandwiches, man. Bread and milk.
Yep. I'll never.
No, like somehow we got 8 inches down here in Georgia.
That's fucking
and then
crazy.
Yeah, a couple of days after you said that you had like, oh, you had snow, and you're like, oh, we got like 2 inches or whatever. I'm like, seriously?
It was crazy because I'm honestly shocked we didn't get more because it was one of them just steady like for a while. Like they had 2-hour delay at school and shit, and luckily my ex's sister saved my ass because I was like, shit, I might have to take off fucking work now.
Yeah.
But luckily she was able to take the kids to school for me, so I took them over to her house and then went to work. But it was like steady, and I'm like, no, fuck. By the time I get off work, we're probably gonna have 4 or 5 inches, and it just didn't happen. Ours is
Yeah, we see down here because like we're down here, but we still have mountains. Like I'm in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. So what happened is that they had to call off school for like 2.5 days because if the school buses can't reach the entire county, they won't go. So
oh shit.
Yeah, so since we're in the mountains, like it did turn them off for like 2.5 days.
Do you have the people that do the ginseng down there?
The what?
Since you're by the Appalachian Mountains and all that, the people that go looking for ginseng.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. Like ginseng, like the tea leaf?
Yeah, or it's the ginseng root. It's worth a fucking ton of money. Like I know in parts of West Virginia, in the Appalachia area, there's like a season where it grows, and motherfuckers actually shoot each other over it. Like you find
really?
a patch. Oh yeah, look it up. They actually had a show on TV for a while where they go around picking the ginseng root, and I forget how much it is. Like it goes by the weight, but dudes will go, pick a couple pounds of it, and they'll get like 2-3 grand for the ginseng root. They send it over to like China and Japan and all that.
I didn't know that was the thing. Okay, so I have 2 roommates, and one of them is really, really into the outdooring, mountaineering lifestyle. His father is a retired teacher who lives in the same town, and he is now like the trail master for the trailhead for the Appalachian Trail, and he's like over all that. I've never heard about the ginseng thing here.
Yeah.
But I feel like my roommate's dad, Tom, I need to ask Tom about that. Who knows?
Yes. See, Shannon saw it. They do it by him. Yeah, ask him about it. I guarantee if he's doing shit like that, I guarantee you he probably even knows like crazy stories. Like, people will like set up booby traps and shit around an area because you know if it's small, they won't fuck with it, but they'll remember that spot to come back for like the next season or 2 seasons later. You know when it's bigger to get. You know. And if they find somebody fucking around in that area, they'll shoot a motherfucker over it. Like that's how much, like how valuable it is. Like your ass will get shot out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask Tom. I'll see him Thursday. If I don't see him before then, but that's interesting. I have to ask. And Murray, who's my roommate, you know, he's all into also the mountaineering thing. You know, he has a certification to do like the what the fuck is it called? It's basically like emergency services on the trail.
See, Shannon's in Kentucky, and they do it over there. But yeah, I forget the name of the show. They actually had a show on it for a little while, and it, you know, they were talking about, you know, or they actually followed a couple of guys around that would go do it, and it's super valuable. Like I might be over exaggerating a little bit, but I know from like watching the show, like it's crazy and people go nuts for it. Exactly. It's gonna be dangerous. Yeah, see, Shane just said it can be as dangerous as drug dealing. People look for chaga fungus where I live. Oh wow. Yeah, this shit, it's only a certain time of the year. And they call it sangin'. And they go out looking for it. And you know, the people that have been doing it for years, like I said, they call them their little honey holes. And they'll find spots. And like I said, if it's still early, they'll mark it somehow, like so they'll remember that area, and they'll come back, you know, a couple seasons later. But they watch it too, like throughout the year, like you know, they keep going back and making sure nobody's fucking around in there. And if they catch somebody in that area, they will they'll kill them. Like it's your ass will get fucking shot out there and buried in the woods if you get caught screwing around in somebody's honey hole.
So okay, with the ginseng thing. God damn it, it's echoing again. But with the ginseng thing, I'm so distracted by the echo. So helicopters can't see that though, because it has a different heat signature from like the weed thing, right?
I'm not sure. Like I said, it looks like almost like a what am what the fuck is it? Cinnamon? Like it's the root of a plant.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think they do anything with the plant. They just get the root. Like I'm not sure if it can be spotted from helicopters or not, but they know like what the plant looks like, and it's little. The ginseng plants, from everything I've seen, like I'm going based off what I've seen on the show, but every time I've seen them on the show, say, "Oh, there it is." It's really little. Like I can't even believe they can spot it in vegetation in the woods. Like it's small, but the roots, like the root itself's fucking big.
See, like Dems, I never heard that because, again, we're right outside the national forest here in the foothills of the Appalachian Trail, and the thing that people look for is the heat signature from of course marijuana, because it's not hard to plant it out in the national forest,
right?
But they can go find it. I've never heard about the ginseng game though. Like if that's a thing here, that's something I've never heard of.
Like I said, I just heard because, on the show, I think it's actually called the Appalachian something. Here, hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick. The show was called the Appalachian something. That's why I'm wondering it might not grow that far down, but like I know West Virginia and like areas like that is real big. Ginseng show. Hunting and harvesting the American ginseng plant. I'm trying to find the name of the show though.
Yeah. I'd like
Learning
to learn.
ginseng plant. I'll just type that in TV show. Maybe that'll give me the results. Appalachian Outlaws. That was the name of the show on the History Channel. And they followed all kinds of shit though. Like they had like the ginseng part, and then there was the moonshiners that had their stills out in the middle of the woods. And
Oh man, so many.
okay, here it is, Jess. In 2015,
Okay.
you were able to get $500 to $700 per pound.
Wow.
Of ginseng. That's the root, and that was in 2015. So who knows what it's worth now? But imagine going out in the middle of the woods, finding a patch of ginseng, and like I said, some of the roots on these fucking things were huge. So even if you were just able to get a pound, that's $500.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine finding a nice big patch of it where you can get 10, 15 pounds of ginseng root. That's
okay, so you're stumbling upon it rather than intentionally planting it.
Yeah, it just grows naturally out there, like throughout, all throughout there. But like I said, from people that have been doing it for years, like they know the spots, and it kind of reminded me of back when we used to go mushroom picking. We would find spots where magic mushrooms grew down in West Virginia, and we've gotten into fist fights with people down there because we knew, okay, they grow over in this spot. And what we would do is it's called thumping the cap. And when you find a good sized mushroom, before you pick it, you flick the top of the cap so the spores fall. So they're going to grow there again. So we would have our spots, and we find a motherfucker down there. They'd get hurt. Like, get the hell out of here, dude. This is our spot.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with the ginseng too, though, is it's not native here. It was an invasive species that was introduced, and here in the South, they kind of romanticized all of these different oriental plants. So we brought in bamboo. There's a fuck ton of bamboo here. There's kudzu, which is the same deal. They were shade plants because it's bright and hot as fuck down here in the South. So they brought in those things, and I guess ginseng was probably some of it, even though it's not a shade plant, but it would have been a part of that romanticization of like oriental plants.
Hardwoods. Yeah, you get them under oak trees there, and see up here or down in West. I mean, there are some spots we find here up in PA that have them, but yeah, we get the psilocybin cubensis or whatever, or we call them blue footprints. They grow under mostly box alder trees, but a couple of my friends actually got them to. What they did is they would take the roots home, and you get cardboard, and you moisten the cardboard, and you smash the roots in there, and you wrap it in plastic, or you put it in a paper bag and keep it in like a dark spot, and you actually see the mycelium start growing on the cardboard. And if you go put it under a hardwood tree or in any hardwood like mulch, if you're lucky, you would actually get it to catch and start growing. But the ones up here, like, they like hardwood trees. I actually don't like tripping on shroom. See, I like the shroom trip, but because it's a mellower one. Acid, man, like I said, that shit freaked me the fuck out, dude. I wonder what kind you get over there, like what, because you're in Cali, so you have to be getting a different type of species than we would ever here. But we would get them, like I said, they were called the blue footprints. And once you found the right shroom, you knew what shroom it was. But it's neat because if you pinch the cap, where you pinched it, it turns like blue. It's fucking crazy. And sometimes you would actually find them with a blue ring around underneath the cap. Or if like a bug bit it or there was any damage to it, wherever the damage was done was blue. I remember when we first started going and picking, we were picking every mushroom you could find, and then none of us would like, no, like, oh, fuck, well, I'm not eating them. You know, you can fucking die, man. And then we finally knew which was the right ones. And it was a field day. It was down in Bethany, West Virginia by Bethany College. They grow all through them fucking woods, man. And like I said, you would run into people down there and there was fist fights and shit. Like, motherfucker, this asshole that came down here and got here before us, they probably cleared the place.
Hey, I'll be back in a minute. Try to recruit more friends.
What's that?
I said I'm gonna be back in a minute. I'm gonna refill my drink and stuff, but you should recruit more friends, especially Shannon, who is typing in all caps and seems like he's enthusiastic.
I'll see if I can get him to come on. I'll probably stay on for a couple more minutes. I'm gonna log off soon and get some sleep, but I'll see if what the fuck Joker's doing.
Right.
He's
probably before I get back. It was chatting with you.
Right on, Jess. You're welcome on anytime.
Thank you.
Oh,
all right. If I don't see you before I get back, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes, I will see you soon.
Okay. Yep, nobody else is awake. See, I think shrooms are more of a mellow trip. Like, I like the, acid. It seems to build up, like, at least with me. It feels like it gets my adrenaline moving, and then I get all bugged out and freaked out. Shrooms, it's like more of like, I think, a kickback, and it just sucks stomach into things because they're fucking disgusting. I'll never forget one of the times I got them. I ordered an Italian hoagie, stuck them on the Italian hoagie so I couldn't taste them, and I'm eating it. And then I looked down at my plate, and the Italian dressing that's dripping was black. And it actually made me fucking puke. So what I started doing is I wouldn't eat the stems. I would pop the caps off, and I would break them into pieces, and I would swallow them whole like pills. And I mean, it would take a little longer for it to kick in, but I couldn't do it. Like, my one buddy would actually chew them up and leave it in his lip like chew. And oh God, I'm actually getting sick even. It was fucking disgusting.
Hey, Dims, I just jumped back in real quick. My internet's been acting fucky all night because I'm sharing it with a bunch of people now.
All right, on.
I used to get it for free, so no, I'm not tripping that hard.
Oh, really?
Fine. Yeah.
See, that's crazy. I prefer Sid more than shrooms. I mean, it's
I don't like it. It's a roller coaster ride for me with mushrooms.
So yeah, whenever I would do them, dude, you probably get the crazy like gold caps everywhere you're at that grow.
Oh, I mean, there's guys I know out in West Marin. They know how to pick them. I don't pick them myself. They know how to pick them though. But the other thing, though, like I said it in the chat, is that we get the fucking porcini mushrooms out here. Like we have a Mediterranean climate,
Yeah.
It's the same yet in Italy that they dry them up and sell them for $30 an ounce,
Damn.
So you can actually do that here if you dry them out and all that shit. Some real fucking nice mushrooms for eating, delicious mushrooms.
See,
some people fucking hate mushrooms for eating, like for flavor, but I love them.
Oh yeah, there's them ones. I forget what my buddy.
Ones.
I forget what the fuck they're called. He goes and picks them, but he says they're like steak.
Mm-hmm. Well, the portobellas are like steak.
I forget.
Portobello is just a button mushroom grown out. There's like 3 stages. There's cremini and there's button and cremini or cremini and button and portobello are all the same mushroom. It's grown out to different stages.
Man, I can't remember.
Portobello.
He goes and gets. It's gonna bother me. Morels.
Oh yeah, the morels. Those are down in by Jessica's way. There's a ton of them down that way. Oh.
They don't grow far from here because my buddy that used to go mushroom picking with, he would go look for them too. But I remember, dude, we called it mushroom heaven. We were like 15. and an older friend of ours told us about Bethany. He's like, dude, they grow down there, man, blah, blah, blah. And if I go, I'm going to have to go look at my Facebook. I actually have a picture of the tree. It actually reminds you of the Keebler Elf tree. It was hollowed out.
Oh, shit.
He gave us the directions. And we were, like I said, we were like 15. So we're like, one day when one of us get a license, we're going to go down here. We got the direct. And finally, one of us got a license, dude. And we drove down there, dude. And I just remember the whole trip. It was like so cool. Like it was like an hour drive, but it's 3 in the morning. We're driving down to West Virginia to go find mushroom. Dude, it was so fucking cool, man.
That's awesome.
They still grow down there to
Those
this
morels, man. I'll tell you about the morels. They're fucking delicious. Like the incredible flavor of those. A buddy of mine used to send those to me from Georgia. And they're so fucking good. But I'll tell you what, you got to be careful of those. There's a certain way to cook them. And it used to be that, oh, okay, you just steam them and it's fine. But they can be extremely poisonous to eat if you don't cook them right, if you don't fully, get all the poisons out of them.
I would never eat them anyway.
You don't even like
them. Yeah. I hate mushrooms. Like I was saying a minute ago, dude, like I couldn't stomach them. My buddy that I said when goes looks for morels and shit, he would actually chew the shrooms up and just to be an asshole because he knew it made me sick and would leave it in his lip like it was a dip. Yeah. I'm like, there's something seriously fucking wrong with you, dude.
Wow, that's fucked.
You have a good night,
Shannon. Yeah, actually, my friend Tom fucking hates mushrooms, and we got him to eat some portobello one time. And we're like, "Hey, it tastes like steak." He goes, "Then I'll get a steak." God damn it! It's like he tried them anyway, but it's like, no, I'm not gonna eat those things, man.
Nope, dude. Like I was saying, I don't know if you heard me talking about putting them on my hoagie, dude, but I put them on an Italian hoagie, drenched it in Italian dressing so I wouldn't taste them, and everything was all fine. So I looked down at my plate, and the dressing out and it was like black and I'm like, ugh! And I fucking puked it all up.
That's probably it too. You probably don't like the texture of them either.
No, that's what gets me. No, fuck that. Yeah. So what I started doing was popping the caps off. I wouldn't even eat the stems. We would make stem tea and shit with it, but fucking I would actually take the caps and swallow them like fucking pills.
Yeah, the thing I didn't like about the mushrooms was that whole roller coaster ride. I would just be on this roller coaster ride. Like 1 minute, I'm fucking up, I'm giggling like crazy. All of a sudden, hit the dip, and I'm just like, oh no, and then back up again, Every time I did them, I thought I wasn't taking enough. I thought I took too many. I tried it 3-4 times. I was just like, nope, just not right for me.
I know with picking them, see, I never had it like that, but I know with picking them, I think the deeper in the season you get, the better they are. Because I remember this one time, dude, it almost felt like an acid trip, man. I had this, actually the poster, I've seen it in movies and everything. I got it at Spencer's. It was a big shroom that said, "Eat me." It was a blacklight reactant poster and shit.
Yeah.
And I remember literally sitting in a chair, just staring at it. And I came up with this big conspiracy thing with the poster. Because I'm like, look, dude. Remember, that bug looks like the bug we always see by the shrooms. Whoever made this picture picked mushrooms. See that bug there? The way it's by that tree. Dude, this guy, whoever made it, like, it was so crazy. But, dude, oh, man, I used to love that shit, dude. We would drive down, man, this one time. It was fucking nuts. We would go pick. And then there was this McDonald's that was right before we'd get back on the highway to come home. And we would go there, we'd get breakfast, we'd get a cup of water, and we would dip the shrooms in the water to get all the dirt and nasty shit off them, and we'd eat them. Well, fucking, I ate breakfast, did our thing, ate them, and we had another friend with us at this time. Normally, it was just me and my buddy Eric that would go, but I'm like, dude, I'm actually tired, man. So I sat in the back. Well, I passed out, stretched across the back of the seat right after I ate the shrooms. I wake up, dude. We're on the side of the fucking highway, dude. And when I woke up, I'm tripping. Like, as soon as I woke up, I'm like, oh, fuck. And I'm looking because I'm stretched across the back seat. And there's fucking tractor, like, morning traffic on the highway, dude.
Yeah.
The trailers blown by. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? And I sit up like, what are we doing? And I look over. My buddy, he's hanging at the passenger door, fucking puking his brains out. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck's going on? I look in the driver's seat. My buddy Eric's gone. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? And I'm freaking the fuck out.
How long do you think you were asleep for?
Probably, you know, we were close to Pittsburgh, so I was probably sleeping for about half hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah,
And fucking,
just kicked in.
my buddy's puking, and I look over, and here comes my buddy Eric, and I'll never forget it. He's coming out of the woods on the side of the highway with this fucking big shit-eating grin on his face, running. And then he sees my buddy puking, and all of a sudden he's looking nervous. So he gets in the car. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Like, I think Tone ate a bad one. I'm like, and that used to always scare us. I'm like, what? Tone ate a bad one? Because we were always afraid, because we were still semi-new, that one of us one day would eat a bad shrimp and, you know, die and shit. So when he said that he ate a bad one, I just remember it sticking out in my head like, oh my God. Die. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, is he gonna fucking die? And he was fucking, I'm talking like almost Linda Blair Exorcist fucking hurling.
Yeah.
So finally he gets in the car, you know, he's good. Like, I'm like, dude, you tripping? And he's like, fuck you guys, you said you know which ones you're picking. One of them slipped. He starts yelling at us.
He got the bad.
Oh, dude, I remember it fucked with me all the way back to his house. And I remember going down in his bathroom to take a leak, and his toilet starts getting real wide. And I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking crazy. Yeah, it was just an insane fucking trip, but I'll never forget that, dude, because it was like the second I opened my eyes, I was tripping my nuts off. And just the whole being on the side of a highway, like it was just insane. I'll never fucking forget that, man. But my buddy's shit-eating grin on his face when he come running out of him, it was so fucking funny. He just comes prancing. I'm like, what are you doing? I had to take a piss. I think Tony ate a bad one. I miss them fucking days, man. I couldn't do that nowadays, but it was so fun, man, because it was the whole mystical thing. You know, we were 16. Finally able to drive. We're going to this place we've heard about for like a year or two, and we're finally able to go there. And then we see the tree, and we're all blown away. Like, holy fuck, they said Crazy Hollow Tree. Look at this thing. And it was fucking huge, man. And it was literally, when you find the hollow tree on Castleman Lake Road, you are here. And there was a trail right next to it. And you go back, and they just grew all back there, dude.
Oh man, that's super cool, Dems, because like living down here, you know, of course, a lot of the shit was burnt. You know, back in the Civil War days, like they burnt down all the forests. So like the older growth here is still not as old as what you have up there.
Like I said, I'm gonna have to bring down the forest pictures, but I have a picture of that tree, and it's crazy looking. Like there was 4 of us one time that actually got inside that tree. It was fucking huge, like massive fucking tree. But for some reason, it hollowed out, and there was a big hole in the side of it. And there was like fucking empty 40 bottles and beer cans inside there. You could tell fucking people just hung out in there.
James, I'm sorry to interrupt. Did I miss it when I was cutting out, when I was out of the chat? But Shannon's leaving, saying good night.
Yeah. Good night, Shannon. Be safe, dude. And sorry about your buddy, man.
Yeah. Get him back on here again.
Yeah, I met him from over at the Shoot the Shit channel, man. He's pretty cool.
Yeah. I should have figured that was a pretty good spot because it opposes some of the spots I don't like.
Well, they catch a bunch of hate over there from the same dickhead I don't get along with. But they're good people, man. Like right now, they're doing this really cool thing. You go on, if you get on their list, and you need help around Christmas time, they're having all their fucking people raise money to help out families in need for Christmas, dude. And you go. Nice. They've raised, I think they're around 22 grand now. They'll get $300 for each family, and I think they're on their 26th night, and it's cool as hell what they're doing, man. Like I don't understand why they're getting so much hate, because they're fucking really good people. I mean,
that's the good side of YouTube.
What's that?
Yeah,
that's the good side of YouTube.
Oh yeah, it's so fucking cool, man. Like I've gone on there, and you know, they'll say so and so, and the way they do it's really cool too, because they'll get the person's PayPal and they'll share it in there. That way, there's no fucking, you know, you're not giving the money to them and wondering if they gave it
exactly. They're not trying to fucking make money off of it or nothing.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, Lisa's leaving too. Bye, Lisa. You scary lady.
Good night, Lisa. Yeah, I think,
scary, beautiful.
I think it's the cool, smart way of them to do it, though. You know, because you know it's going right to that person.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna write.
And I really like them because they're from.
Bye.
Actually, you know what? Oh, Shannon left. I think they're from Georgia. Actually, Jess.
Who is it?
Shoot the
Or
shit.
what organization is it?
What's that?
Who is it, or what organization is it?
It's just they're just YouTube streamers, and their
It's
channel's
called
called
Shoot the Shit.
and it's called the Porch Family because it's Pam and Rick, they're brother and sister. They're from the South, and they sit on their porch and you just bullshit
And they're
about
married.
what's going on.
And they're married because they're from the South.
I'm pretty sure it is Georgia.
I mean, we're all about our porches.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna go out on my balcony and smoke a cigarette in a minute, and I'm probably gonna freeze to
You
fucking
mean your
death.
porch? You mean your porch?
My balcony, sir.
Oh, you got a balcony. You're a fancy place over
Can't
there.
see. It's on the second level. I showed you the picture of my house with the snow.
Yeah, I didn't know that was. I didn't realize you were on a balcony. I actually did think it was a porch.
Okay, we have a porch, but we also have a balcony.
Oh man, you got all kinds of
Pretty sure it is Georgia.
places down there with your plantation.
Well, Pam and Rick, I'm pretty sure it's Georgia, and then they have their friend Lisa. She's from Alabama.
I thought their channel was called Shoot the Shit.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Boy,
It is.
you
Okay.
see that?
29.
29
What?
degrees outside.
I wonder what it is up here.
Hey, did you know we caught 30-degree weather the other day, and we've been catching like 32 every morning. It's been crazy.
Yeah,
You guys did?
Yeah. Yeah, several
How
days
is
in a
that
row. Kind
possible
of weird.
when
It's
everything's
early.
on fire, Darren?
Huh?
Wow, that's crazy. We're 29 degrees too.
Oh, let's see what it is here right now.
My
Maybe
fucking
it's 29 here. Maybe it's a conspiracy.
yeah, it must be. That's crazy. You can't read my fucking phone screen though, but yeah, it says 29 degrees, a high of 40.
Yep.
Okay.
It's 29 here. No, it's 50.
Yeah, bullshit.
I would kill for 50.
Yeah, actually, it's been today was overcast and kind of this heavy foggy thing going on. It was still 61 degrees, but now it's 50. So we always
Seems
have that in common,
fun,
don't we?
Darren,
Whenever there's a lag in
fire.
conversation, there's always weather to talk about.
Yeah. So how about this weather we're having? Fucking crazy.
Hey, do you have any weather there? Yeah, I have weather. You got weather?
Some weather. I mean,
Getting some weather. Yeah, I'm actually going to go pretty soon. I got to eat some food. I only got 4.5 hours sleep last night. I got up this morning. Sometimes I wake up in just this like panic of having to do shit, but I finished my day nicely today with, scoring a nice $800 job for January. So that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I always hate my fucking mornings, dude, because my boss always finds a dumb fucking reason to call me. And even though I told him I'm not working Saturdays anymore for a while, I can almost guarantee I'm gonna get woken up with a phone call in the morning from him. As soon as I see his name pop up on my phone, I immediately get anxiety and get pissed because I know it's gonna
that sucks.
me.
Yeah, you gotta keep trying to fucking get some jobs for yourself, man, for sure.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck it is. I think I said this before. The last few bids I went on, this motherfucker knows everybody, dude. I'll mention like a job that I did, and they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, Team Construction, they're doing a lot of work up that way." And then me, like an idiot, I'll admit, yeah, that's actually because a lot of the jobs we do are big, good jobs. So I kind of want to use it like, yeah, I'm on that job. And they're like, oh, you know, guy. And then they fucking, and I swear he sabotages me.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing is like, I told you this before, like, don't go with any gimmicks, don't go with any coupons, just go do a good job. And they'll be like, we want to hire this guy. They won't even be thinking about like anything else but that, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I did it, man.
But you know, the laws vary from state to state. You know, like down here in Georgia, like doing the real estate thing, obviously I'm not a contractor, but like writing contracts that I need contractors to kind of participate in, it's like you have to make sure that they're certified in XYZ, you know, to do it. And I don't know what the laws are in states, but you know, for some of them, you need them to be like licensed and bonded.
I know up here.
Basically, with what you do, Dems, you could do it as under the guise of handyman, where you have liability insurance and you do it that way. But you just stay away from anything that's permitted. If you've got permitted jobs, that's when you're going to need the contractor's license.
Yep, that or anything over $1,000.
Yeah, well, that's what they say. But I'll tell you what. Here's the fucking loophole there. Here's the gray area there. The money is one thing, and then the permits is another thing. Like, I don't get any permits for anything. Over here, it's over $500 you're supposed to get a permit. Fuck that. That's a tax thing versus a code and permit.
I'm not saying a permit, but you're supposed to be a licensed business if you're doing shit that's gonna be over 1,000. Is what the thing.
I understand that. I understand that, but here it's over $500.
Fucking
and
crazy.
Supposedly you're supposed to have a license. You're supposed to be a licensed contractor, and it's like, but there's a gray area there, you know, where it's like I don't have to get
a state too, you know.
I don't have to have a contractor license for anything I do because I don't need permits.
And that's where them people with the port or the fluoride did. That's why I'm pretty, you know,
try to pull that shit on you.
Them pieces of shit. They're so lucky this wasn't a few years ago because one of them would have been in a hospital by now.
If I were the man I were 5 years ago, I would have taken a flamethrower to this.
Dude, I got fucked so hard on that job because I was originally going to double dip because my boss was out of town and I was going to have the one dude that works under me do the work that was on the list to be done, and I was going to go do my thing. Well, the secretary kept blowing me up trying to track down where I was, so I had to take off of work to go do that side job. So I lost that money for not working my real job and then got fucked on the money on that job, dude. So I got double screwed.
Good times.
You know why you got double screwed?
Yeah.
The karma came to get you because you were trying to do something fucking
Yep. That's dude. You know, it's funny. That's what my mom said to me, dude.
Right?
Like, see what you get for trying to shice somebody? You got shysted.
I'll tell you, it happened to me. It happened to me one time. I was working for somebody and I decided I was going to fucking railroad the job on my own. I ended up fucking breaking a piece of glass that cost $900.
Oh.
Well, wait, that's when you learned how to do the glass on, though, right?
No, it's a different one. No, I learned later. That was my own job. No, this was before I had my own business. I was working for somebody else, and I knew I was going to start my own business, and I started fucking railroading jobs off of the guy, and I knew it was against my own code of ethics, but I was doing what I needed to do to survive because this prick wasn't paying me, but I knew I was doing the wrong thing, not just fucking moving on and doing my own thing. Stole this job, broke the glass, cost me $900 fucking dollars, you know, and I was like, oh, got to do things right. And then that was one of the other things that then propelled me forward to say, all right, make sure you have the insurance in place. Make sure you have the license in place. If you do everything right, then you can't go wrong, you know?
That sounds pretty much just like my story because that's why I was going to do it to that guy. The dude I'm working with now, he is a fucking asshole, dude.
Yep. Get two wrongs don't make a right, you know?
He's short of my last pay. $480 fucking dollars, and he's trying to fight me that there's no way. I'm like, dude, I'm 1099. I'm not taxed. It's not hard for me to say I worked X amount of hours times this. Here's my pay, dickhead. Here's what you gave me. What am I missing here? Oh, you must have had something written. I'm like, this is a fucking picture of the timesheet I turned into you, dude. No, but you know, they don't screw you, screwed me up. No, and he's still fighting it. And I'm like, dude, that's bullshit. 400. This ain't like fucking $50. You know, this is, you know, damn near fucking 2 days that I just get fucked on. Get the hell out of here. And then, you know, today was payday. I'm like, all right, maybe nope. And he's still fucking fighting me on it. And it's taken, dude, like, it was all the bullshit that I'm going through on top of it. Like, I want to hurt the guy. I really fucking want to hurt him, dude.
Hey, man, you know, that's the thing. I told you this before, man. Don't get wrapped up in that, man. Just
I know. But you know, and then you know what else he just fucking did to me, dude? And he's not even trying to make good for it. I pull up on a one fucking job, and they're finishing up, and they're trying to close on the house. So I pull up. I'm going and doing my thing. I look out the window. That crazy painter dude that I was telling you about, fucking Jesus freak. I see him down at my truck putting shit in the bed of my truck. I'm like, the fuck is he doing? So I come out, and no bullshit. My boss's name's Guy. That's his real name, Guy. Yeah. I'm like, Guy, what's AJ doing down? Tell me you hear that.
Yeah, heard it.
What the fuck?
So that wasn't the dog, the kids?
No, my dog's right there.
Ghost dog.
And no kids?
Nope, they're at my parents' house.
It's a ghost dog.
That was creepy as shit.
All right, well, Darren and I have a vacuum cleaner and coffee filters.
Exactly. We got a system.
So we will ghost bust for you.
I actually got fucking.
Yeah, we will ghost bust. We got a system. We got the system. We developed it with the help of Joker, involving a coffee filter, a vacuum cleaner.
We got this.
That's weird.
Yeah, the Joker system.
I go down. I'm like, dude. I'm like, what the fuck's AJ doing at my truck? We got all these demo cans full, man. You're gonna be passing the shop. I just told him to throw all the shit in your truck. I'm like, what? I'm like, you fucking kidding me? So I leave. I go by, the shop to throw the demo cans in the dumpster. 2 fucking half full 5-gallon paint buckets spilled all over the bed of my fucking truck, dude.
What?
Yep. Bad
These guys are just sloppy.
Yeah, so I took fucking pictures of it. I send it to him. I'm like, dude, what are you going to do about this? Well, that ain't me. That was AJ. I'm like, you fucking told him to put the shit in there.
Exactly. What the
fuck? Man, I don't know. And now my fucking nice bed liner, it got fucking this weird, funky green paint and white paint all in the fucking bed. And my bed liner is one of the ones with all them grooves. So it's like.
Just because someone was being a dick? Like,
you gotta break away from these guys. You gotta break away from these guys. You gotta get with just fucking people that are gonna be just doing things right.
Yeah, and what's funny is he's wondering why he's having trouble getting all these subs on this new job he just locked in. And I'm like, dude, every sub I've ever fucking talked to has the same 2 things to say about you. You're a fucking complete dickhead, or it took them 2 months to chase you down to get fucking paid. This one floor guy
was like that.
Dude, this one floor guy, dude, I felt so fucking bad for this guy. This guy looked like he was probably in his 60s, been doing this shit for fucking years.
Yeah.
I'm standing next to the guy, he gets the phone call, and I can tell they're bitching about the pay. And all I see is Guy, he goes, well, after we did our deal, I went and looked around, and I could have had that job done for that price. So I figured, that's fair. That's what you get. And fucking hung up on him.
What?
And I'm like, there's no fucking way he's going to get. I hope to God he does not get away with that.
Oh, that's such bullshit, man.
Yeah, like how are you gonna have a fucking deal and then at the end of the fucking deal say, "Well, I could have got it done for that." So
that's fucked up.
And like I said, this guy, he's an older guy. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Man, people like that just piss me off. You know what? Somebody asked me today, Dems, and I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll brag about it. I'm quite proud of the way I do things. The deal I finished today was with a real estate agent. There's a sale going on with a house out in Inverness, West Marin, and I put this bid in for $800 to fix this shit, and I'm just fucking no nonsense with them, and they know it, they can feel it, And I said, look, as long as I'm getting, and I always make sure who's fucking paying me, And I got it so smoothed out that the sellers are actually going to pay me for this. They don't want to get involved in all this escrow bullshit and all that. They're going to cut a check for me, everything else. And I said, look, you're just going to take my word for it. I'm going to be there on the 28th. I'm going to do the fucking job for you, you know? And if you just operate that way, you're not going to get fucked over. And then if they fuck you over, it's going to be, let them stew in it. You know, there's somebody who owes me $1,260 right now. I'm not going to fucking hound them. I'm not going to get caught up in it because that's going to take up my time, my energy, where I could just be moving forward to dealing with people like this that I finished the deal with today. You know?
Yeah, fucking A, man. Hell yeah.
One word, guys. Integrity. Integrity.
That's it.
Like, that's it.
Yeah. You got to have that. You got to have that. Otherwise, you just, you know.
Yeah, it's funny that this is brought up.
I told you already. I told this story about the glass, breaking the glass and the, you know, when I was trying to do something fucking wrong that was against my integrity, was against my ethics, and it didn't pan out, you know.
And that's actually reminded me what I was just talking to my oldest son about earlier today, because, you know, some shit went down, and I just looked at him and I was like, Caden, I'm like, you're getting old enough right now. You need to learn something. I'm like, as you get older, there's a few things that you need to stand behind. And I'm like, don't be like, you know, I'm not going to say it, but I'm like, don't be like this person, because when you get older, your word is it. If you can't stick by what you said you're going to do, you're screwed. And your word, if you're known to be, your word is shit, you're not going to get anywhere. So if you get older, if you say you're going to do something, you need to do it regardless of what it's going to cost you, how bad it's going to suck, whatever. Your word is bond. Like,
make a promise, keep the promise, and if you can't do it, don't make the promise.
Right.
Be like, I promise you that, you know.
Yeah, some bullshit went down earlier.
Realize it wasn't the best promise. You still have to make good on it, you know.
Yeah, because you get caught up in that. Oh, well, you can't take what he says as legit.
Exactly.
You ain't anywhere in life.
Yep.
Boys, I gotta tell you, like, I'm working for this, you know, major radar range company.
Yeah.
And my coworkers, who's the one who is the #1 in the district, he's full of shit because he doesn't make good on it. You know, he lies to people. He's full of empty promises. And I tried to put him on the spot the other day when one of his customers called in and was asking questions about the empty promises he made. So, you know, just to put him in his place, like, I put the dude on hold, and I was like, okay, I'm going to put your sales rep on with you, even though I knew what was up. And so I did. And, you know, dude buddy was, like, bitching at me because why didn't you tell customer X, Y, and Z? I'm like, because it's all about integrity, dude. You got to follow up with people. You have to be consistent, and you can't lie. Like, you just
that's it. You gotta tell people, long after I have this job, I have to have my reputation and integrity intact. You know, because that's job will
true. And
and this guy is too young and too brazen to appreciate that. Right now, he's all about making money.
Yeah, the sales.
Realize that the way you do that is build a following. And,
never get ahead that way. You'll get ahead that way, but you'll never be fucking happy. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, he'll get ahead that way temporarily, but in the long run, I have the people coming back to me.
That's right.
Even though, you know, I may not close as many things immediately, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it to have the people who
you're fucking doing it right. You know you're right. That's the thing is, if you know you're doing it right, that's the important thing. You fucking know you're doing it right. You know, I remember working for these assholes and be arguing with them, like they were the "Did you get the check?" people, you know.
Yeah.
And you'd have to argue with them, and you'd be like, "Maybe I didn't collect the check today, but the check, you're going to get the check.
It's coming.
You know? And it's not going to be bullshit. It's going to be for real, you know."
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking people.
I always like that one. When I used to run that pizza shop years ago, the dude used to say, how did he say it now? Fuck. I like one quick dime instead of two slow nickel. Fuck, how'd that go? Fuck, never mind. Now I look like an idiot. But it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, another great expression is "Don't trip over a dime to pick up a nickel."
And that actually reminds me, this dude used to say about an old boss. He's the type of guy that'll point out a quarter to you, and when you bend over, he steals your wallet.
That's it. Yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta go and eat some food. I'm tapping out here.
Right on. Yeah, I'm gonna take off as well. I gotta get some sleep. Thanks for joining me, guys. It was awesome.
Hey, right on, man. Fucking great hanging out with you guys.
Fucking it.
I would say this: Jessica's my favorite person I've ever met through the internet. So.
Yeah, yous are both good people in my book.
Right on.
I adore you.
What's that?
I said I adore you both, and I hope you both have a wonderful night.
You too.
Thanks, yeah.
Mwah.
See you guys later.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.